Yo, shout out to Nick, Take, Jake, and the Knicks. I am no longer upset at the Knicks for taking care of the Cavs sweeping for the Pistons. Wear my Knicks shirt. I don't know if I can.
Wow, you got a Knicks jersey.
I do. I'm a big like NBA fan. I mean, there's certain teams, especially like being a Pistons fan and an NBA fan in general, that I dislike, but I'm a fan of the game, you know. So I'll, when I come across Salvation Army or I go to NBA.com and filter to lowest price, I'll get some stuff, you know.
I do have a few of those NFL jerseys of like when the team barely changes their colors and you can get the jersey for like $10, and I'm like, sure, I'll get a red Cardinals Kyler Murray jersey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, same height too. I mean,
oh, true. Yeah, you might have got that. That's a game worn one probably.
I know it's a playing size, but yeah. I mean, is there a little bit of you as a Pistons fan that's like, man, if we won Game 7,
yes, we would have
against the Knicks, it would have been.
I think the Knicks are really good. I think people are kind of doing the whole like the East sucks and OKC Spurs, that's the real championship, but like I think the Knicks are legit. Like they're playing really well too. Those those teams that are like 5 deep of decent. Year. Yeah.
With the Pacers, and everyone's like, okay, this Pacers team can't hang with OKC, and it's like, no, they definitely can. They probably would have won too if that ACL or the Achilles injury didn't happen, which was definitely one of the most depressing sports moments.
Speaking of depressing sports moments,
there we go. Nice segue. We got
Josh Jacobs news coming in. Geez, dude, it is the worst part. I was kind of doing the goofy voice thing, but like it is the worst part of fantasy sports at all is getting like domestic violence notifications for like the obvious reason of the horrible situation, but then obviously like people that are doing 2-3 hour live streams analyzing the value of every player long term in Dynasty, obviously an older running back who is very much valued on production. I don't want to get too into like predicting any of this stuff. Like this literally like is just coming out. Shout out to Drew Davenport. I haven't seen, he usually does like the tweet breakdowns, being somebody who practices law and is in the fantasy space and can kind of connect the NFL to past NFL cases to what the court proceedings and everything look like. But yeah, not even 3 minutes in. It's tough because like in my brain, it's like the news, like you want to like break the big news, but I don't know. I don't want to do like a whole 5-10 minute spiel on like this news that just happened, but to
me, it's like the war in Iran stuff, and you would go to like the Jim Cramer or whatever, and they're like, war's bad, but like, what about the stocks? And that's the same way I feel about when it's like, oh, like here's a terrible thing, but like,
now would you trade for a 2027 second? Yeah.
I guarantee we're gonna have questions of like, Josh Jacobs, how are we feeling throughout the stream, and that's kind of how it feels. Of like, I think right now it's too early to know all the charges and how the process will go. I don't know law at all, so it's not something that I know. And considering it just came out like a couple hours ago,
yeah,
we're still learning what it could all be. But it certainly does not look good for Josh Jacobs. Potentially could see Green Bay trading with someone like Arizona, bringing in a random back that can at least provide some depth there based on how things roll out, because I don't think there is much depth behind Josh Jacobs as it currently stands. I know Emmanuel Wilson is, or was his name, right? Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah, yep. He left it for Seattle. So yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. And this is kind of the bad part of this time of year where there's not a ton of news, and the news that you usually get is like something bad. Yeah, and we've had that both with Rashee Rice and now Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think like the only like advice piece that I would even give that's like actionable in any capacity, because I'm not going to sit here and try to analyze like what's the breaking point that I would send for somebody who just has 5 charges that just came out this afternoon. But I mean, obviously Marshawn Lloyd is probably rostered. I think Damian Martinez, Chris Brooks are probably the 2 backs that are currently on the depth chart that are of note and probably should be rostered across the board. And then I think it's, Pierre Strong is the only other name that I think is like has been relevant in the past,
Man.
but I wouldn't go out of my way
Taxi Squad legend there.
at Pierre.
I had a lot of Pierre Strong back in the day.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, you call out with Arizona stuff. Like, I remember even before the Love thing, when the Algier signing happened, I was like, dude, I would love, James Conner to be a Detroit Lion. So would not surprise me at all if something like that happens for a team that's obviously has playoff aspirations and is even in the brutal NFC North division.
Need to run the ball a lot. Like, that is their game plan.
Yeah.
Especially, like Jordan Love him, hate him, somewhat inconsistent. A little bit of that Brett Favre coming out of him sometimes with the turnovers. So sometimes they really just kind of lean on that Josh Jacobs workload for a lot of the year.
And say what you will,
putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah, say what you will about them as like players and receivers, but like Wicks and Dubs both gone. Like, both ran a ton of routes for that team last season. Obviously, Kraft was injured last year and coming back. But yeah, that'll be interesting.
Jaden Reed's going to be the running back now.
Yeah, the only action. Oh, Jaden Reed! Shout out to Jaden Reed. Dang, man, Jaden Reed like totally blanked out of my mind. Wow,
It's just
shout out to Jaden Reed. I feel like I got so hurt.
Davion Williams, that's the big winner.
True. Dang. Yeah. I think the only actionable thing that I would even say is like, just like, obviously you're monitoring. I highly recommend Drew Davenport. I know you mentioned that, as far as like a good Twitter breakdown analysis of kind of the NFL implications, and a lot of this stuff is super weird too. But that's the time I'll give to the intro, breaking down the brutal.
You got some good news. I'll lift it up a little bit.
I don't know. It's about to go straight into Bucky. The Bucky with the we'll see if he's it was like the summer or fall or something, like, but I think there was I don't know. Let's
all my Bucky bags not looking good.
Let's get something good going. I know we've got some live stream asks that were sent in, or no, not live stream asks yet, but if you want to hit those, join the Discord link in the description. Next week, we will have the link to sign up forms for the Dynasty Daddy leagues. I started working on it. I was going to have it ready for today, but then I was like, you know what? I know we talked about maybe doing some unique formats, and I want to make the leagues be something that people want to do, So like, I want to give you guys options through the forms to select, like, are you interested in best ball? Do you want kind of a cookie cutter 12 by 11, no juicy scoring? Do you want something a little more, PPC, start to tight end, or something goofy? So those will be fleshed out next week. You can
it's like in school where you're like, I want to put all my friends as recommended partners.
Yeah.
They try to match people into the leagues that they want.
Yeah, I don't want to, especially, as the Alpha Daddy winner, I definitely want to kind of.
Oh boy, someone
try to branch out.
It's everyone versus Will.
It's more of a
everyone
cookie cutter.
Versus Will.
No, but we've got. Let's hit this one, and I'll get the. I know. Shout out to you, Jake. I know you had one, and then Dusty as well. I've got yours that I'll pull up here in a second. But Tyler Bishop here, shallow 10-team start 8 in the fraud category, was offered a late 27 first and late 28 first for Tate. What are y'all's thoughts? Also, what type of player would you need added on to a late 27 first to move Tate? So late, but 10-team, but start 8. So like, there a lot of canceling out is going out in my brain of like shallow, late first in a shallow league, but it's also, 27 class is a part of it.
I'm curious, is this one quarterback or not?
Oh, just because 10 teams started, like, usually the shallower leagues are more likely to be. Let us know,
well, I'm
Tyler.
Like, the 110 and like, if it's a 110, 109 in a 10-team one quarterback league, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But if it's super flex and you're like, okay, there could be some value with some of those picks. To be honest, though, I'm probably going to lean Tate without knowing the context. Because when I look at a format like this, I need guys that have crazy upside that could be league winning guys. And Tate, love him, hate him, we don't know what he'll look like yet. So I'm at least going to take that shot versus a late 27, a late 28, where I might be getting the wide receiver 5 in that class versus the wide receiver 1.
I'm with it. Let us know. I will provide my answer when I get confirmation there, because I do think that the 27 class, a big appeal. Obviously, there's the top end of the class, and there's like even even behind Jeremiah Smith, like Marsh and some guys that I think are pretty exciting, probably top, half of the first round potential picks. But the QB class is definitely juicier than, what we've got here. Ty Simpson QB2. Hopefully we've got a better class. I did just post the startup mock. If you guys want to get in there, I am going to switch over there, and then I'm going to pull up while we're waiting.
We got sound effects.
I know, I got to get the soundboard set up. I'm pretty good with the sound effects. Let me know if anybody wants a sound effect.
Let me know.
I just might crank through them, just like throughout the stream, and then I can go back, record them, and then add them to the soundboard. And it's just the noises I'm making. Jeremy, what's the weirdest noise you can make, real quick?
That's
I can do I can like shake the side of my mouth. I'm gonna back up a little bit. That's my daughter loves that. All right, one
like
QB.
a horse. The ones that can like do it where it's like a water drop or whatever, that sounds crazy.
Oh yeah, those killed in man.
Or the two-finger whistle. I feel like that's like.
All right, sorry, I got kind of dizzy there for a second.
We had a lot going on.
Mock draft.
It is a one quarterback league. Tyler Bishop added.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm definitely leaning Tate there. Keep the elite guys, because without the quarterbacks in the class, two late first wide receivers / running backs are not going to be the type of profile that Tate could be.
Yeah, and the thing with Tate too, like thinking back to think about where Marvin Harrison Jr. Has been his first couple seasons. Igbuka with the brutal finish at the end of last season. Like, as long as you get some productive weeks from Tate, Tyson, maybe even Lemon, this season, like, those guys are going to hold value, even if it's inconsistent and not high end production. All right, I've got Jaked here. Yes. Boom. All right. Jake got sent a trade. Jake's Rice or Laporta and an early 27 second. Think I cooked. What does the tight end premium need to be? Or are you, at this point, are you spooked enough to not care? I think you probably should care, but.
Yeah, I mean, Laporta's tough because I don't 100% believe. Like, part of me is like, is rookie year Laporta what we're going to get? Or is it inconsistent injuries? I think it's relatively fair, especially if there's a tight end premium or a start 2 tight end, to where all of a sudden Laporta is much more of a flexible, I can start sit in flex spots.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not out on Rice yet. I think Rice is someone that the news is already baked in, so I don't really want to sell.
Yeah. And the tough thing, the Rice thing is tough on a couple fronts. I mean, obviously, all right, one more, and we'll get this going. But the big thing is the timing of, I mean, obviously everything, but the timing of the contract. It's probably some posturing that came out where there's reports leaking. Let's go get it going. Is this third down reversal? Yes. Some posturing probably with that leaked report about the Chiefs are not going to offer an extension. Like, yeah, you're probably not going to extend your receiver that's currently in jail. Like that would make sense. I probably would wait out. And
I feel like
those negotiations.
Negotiation 101 is not instantly say you're going to re-sign them.
Yeah, but I think the most likely outcome is maybe Goodell and the NFL is like, you've been embarrassing us enough. We're going to hit you with some sort of suspension. But I think the most likely outcome is his production doesn't match the money he gets, but that he is with the Chiefs. I'll let you make your pick here.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's easy. We know the power of an elite running back, and I'm going to take the 1B to the 1A of Bijan.
All right. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to talk bad about Gibbs, and we spend way too much time analyzing the top first round.
The Lions. You hate the Lions.
Draft. But and this is more because I've been starting to do some best ball drafts, and running backs are flying off the board. Like the years of the running backs is definitely hitting. But I do think that the upside that some of these high-end receivers give you, and like Chase tied to Burrow. Let me know in the chat, guys. Chase or Gibbs? You're going to start up. 12 by 11. Chase or Gibbs? Good evening. Good people. What's up, Sean? I've got one more question that was asked before I had the overlay set up. Shout out to Dusty Black. Thoughts on this trade? I'm thinking about sending. This is Marv, Brian Thomas Jr., and a third, 28 third for Tet and Kyler. Ooh. Oh, I'm on the clock.
That is an interesting deal. I can talk about more. I'll let you take the floor for the pick.
I am not too spooked about Puka. I mean, Puka at JSN, super close. I understand being a little bit afraid of the offseason rehab type beat receiver. We've got some, I don't even want to use the phrase knucklehead with some of this stuff, but I think I'm not too spooked to not want the 20 points per game you get from Puka versus, scheme change, new coach, I'm sorry, wait, what were you talking about this trade?
We had the Marvin Harrison Jr., BTJ, I assume, and a third for Tet and Kyler Murray. I think it's really interesting because Tet is he's like the happy outcome of a Marvin Harrison Jr., BTJ, where it's like a lot of their value isn't based on the production that we've seen, or it's based on old production, like BTJ's rookie year, but his second year was terrible. So you're like, okay, they're valuable because we've seen him do it before, but they're not someone that we're confident will do it again. Whereas like Tet had that impressive rookie year, rookie of the year. We can go on about the Carolina Panthers, all of the good stuff going on there, but we don't know if he's going to have the volume and the usage of a true elite wide receiver in fantasy. So I could technically see it going either way. I'd probably lean the Tet tier up, though. I think I could probably do more with Tet. And if Kyler hits and is just a decent QB2, then I'm like, okay, cool. I got two solid starters versus the frustrations of Marvin Harrison Jr. and BTJ.
Yeah, I like it. This is pretty close for me. I do like the Tet Kyler side, and I think a lot of it has to do with I do think that there's a lot of outs for Kyler to get a Daniel Jones type extension, either with the Vikings after a successful season, or he plays well enough, they go some other direction and he's like the Steelers quarterback next season, or one of those teams that there's a couple of those, like I was gonna say the Cardinals, probably not the Cardinals, but there's a handful of teams that are like, you could see in a year or two them wanting a quarterback and taking a chance on a Kyler for 2 seasons. And this is a full point 10 and premium, 12 by 11. I didn't mention, but Bowers definitely would have been in consideration for me at the 106. I do have him ahead of McBride for anyone who cares, if anyone does. We got 2 chases, like the builds more. It is 3 wide receiver. I do think there is some merit though to like and speaking of war, we do have a war question, but like the Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, Christian McCaffrey elite seasons are hard to find, like 7th, 8th, 9th round, but there are Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Terry like some of these guys that you could see giving you, decent enough production later versus some of the running backs.
Yeah, and I think the scarcity of elite running backs is similar to what you said, is harder. So the upside's more if you hit on an elite running back season, and then 2, like from a dynasty perspective, there's not many dynasty asset running backs. Like if Gibbs has a bad year, it doesn't matter. He's Jahmyr Gibbs. Everyone's going to still value him like one of the top 3 fantasy running backs. And that's something that, to me, if I am taking a player in the first round, I want to make sure the floor is also very high in terms of value. Because if he does get injured or something, I can still move him. He's still a piece that people are interested in. Yeah.
And we got a question here. We assuming 10 and premium for the mock? If so, how much? Up here, and I'm going to add an additional note too. What do you want to do? 6 minus 2? I probably should have done this before the start.
For the tight end premium?
I'm talking for quarterback scoring. I know we usually don't mention it, I feel like, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine.
I'm not going to include the interceptions. All right, this is 6 points for passing touchdowns, full point 10 in premium, 12 by 11, super flex. It is a triple flex, so it's 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, triple flex, super flex.
Triple flex.
Triple flex. All right, man. I do love me some Joe Burrow, but man, I am just not ready to give up on a Hall of Famer at the 207. Have we gone too far with the running back love? Justin Jefferson at the 207. Not that I don't love these guys up here.
I'm a little, I don't know. I see the ones taken ahead. I think Hampton's probably, I would have taken this range of wide receiver over Hampton, but I do think the running backs fall off pretty quick outside of the, we still got A-Chain, Jonathan Taylor on the board.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it falls off pretty fast.
Thank you.
That being said, I'm going to go Drake London.
Like it. Here's the one thing though that I'll say, the Hampton too early. I would agree, but it's Hampton too early unless he has, you get the McDaniel crazy Chargers. He's healthy the whole year. I mean, look at the stretch of games that you got from him. Like early on in the season, like a running back that gives you, in an offense we like, 19 carries, 7 targets. Like that was week 3. Like that's insane.
Week 17, he had 8 targets.
Yeah, and this was coming off an injury too. Like I mean, and Vidal had played well. Like he still, had a bit of a role. But I get it. People are afraid of Keaton Missile. I have been slamming some Keaton Missile in best ball just because I know Mike McDaniel's so horny for fast NFL players. Like there is no, I should find a different adjective, but it's true.
Honestly, you're not wrong there.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
So many good wide receivers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like CD would have been, if CD fell to me, I would have done the same spiel of like, okay, I get it. Pickens had a great year last year, but like this is, CD Lamb on, passing offense we like.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of good players in that range.
Yeah. Yep. Relative to other running backs, largely propped up because of the situation. That's fair. I do think you feel pretty good about him having the goal line role just with the other backs. Mm-hmm. Like obviously not bringing Najee back and, Keaton Mitchell being the other, running back competition of note that was brought in. Henderson.
I'll answer this. What's your take on the War Tool on the site? What's the ideal way to use it to get the best edge in leagues? Thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, I think War, there's a lot of different ways you can interpret it and look at it. The ways I like to look at it is to compare value cross-positionally of players and seeing what players based on my format are hitting elite numbers. Like, it's just simple as like using the tiers or something like that. It's just like, okay, how many elite or better players are at quarterback, at wide receiver, at running back? Because if I am making a big risky trade, I want to make sure the range of outcomes for significant impact to my lineup is pretty big. I don't want to be trading 3 first-round picks for Colston Loveland and only tight end 1 matters. Because if he becomes tight end 4, it's like, well, you could have just had Hunter Henry. You'd have been fine. So to me, it's kind of understanding what positions matter in your league, and then it helps inform me on, okay, if I am going to make a bet, do I predict this player will be QB 10 in the league? And then if he is QB 10, what does a QB 10 look like in terms of value added to my roster?
Mm-hmm. I like this one. If I have McBride and Loveland, do I try to move McBride this offseason when his value is at the peak? I definitely, it depends on the tight end premium. Like shout out to myself in Alpha Daddy. I've got Bowers and McBride, and that's a 0.75 tight end premium. Like 0.75 and up, I am like fine to just, control.
Yeah, but you can flex them.
Yeah. And that's, and this is kind of interesting too. And I do think the McBride move, actually, I'm on the clock here. All right. Hurts still there. Quarterback. I know people. Ooh, Chase Brown is still there. Puka, Chase Brown. All right, let me go through the calculations in my brain.
I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
take Hurts, man. Mid late third Hurts. I get people hate him, but this Eagles team is going to be in the run for the playoffs, and I just don't foresee a scenario where, like, if Hurts next season, has the triple, quadruple turnover games 3-4 times, passing offense is broken, Sean Mannion doesn't fix anything, and they go 3, 4, 5 wins, like, okay, like, yeah, maybe he's on the hot seat, but I don't know, man. I don't think Hurts is should be dropping this far. Well, I guess like some of these quarterbacks in this run isn't too bad, but I think the upside he gives you at the position.
I mean, I was hoping Hurts would fall to me because I would have taken him
thanks,
in a
man.
heartbeat. So
I appreciate that. I'll let you make your pick,
sniping.
and then I'm going to talk a little bit about McBride and tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, looking here, I feel like I'm going to go with the homer pick. Ted, I was leaning Pickens, but
I'm a
I
Pickens
do
guy.
think the upside of Ted, and with the uncertainty with the franchise tag, whatever that means, let me just go with the young upside. If that also gives me the flexibility of, hey, I can trade Ted for someone else.
Yeah, I probably would have gone Pickens, but I can't argue with. I mean, I think Ted's definitely safer and is less likely to have a huge drop in value out of nowhere versus George Pickens. Shout out to my boy. But yeah, the McBride stuff is interesting too, and the best ball brain has been kind of clicking into me, but I think it should bleed over into redraft and dynasty in terms of the end of the season. Can't you foresee the Cardinals trying to see what they have in Carson Beck versus Jacoby Brissett or Gardner Minshew, and how excited would you be about, week 15, 16, 17 in the playoffs, you're rolling out Trey McBride, Carson Beck. Like, he probably still will get his, but in terms of upside for him having a big target game and touchdowns.
I don't know. What if Carson Beck is this year's Tyler Shuck?
True. I forgot. It happened last year. Why can't it happen this year? That's true. That is true. All right, another tight end. This is all right. I'm gonna go back to your question mark, Twain, because I think that is fascinating. I question that McBride is at his peak value right now. It seems like he's kind of coming down from it. I do think that more so the McBride versus Bowers thing, but I don't think anyone is like putting Loveland ahead of McBride. I do still think that at the end of the day, in heavy tight end premium leagues, McBride is definitely up there with early second round pick like we saw here in startups, if not late first in like a full point like this one. Wouldn't surprise me at all versus some of these quarterbacks that people aren't high on. Jaden Daniels and Lamar have been falling. Caleb went here at the 112. Wouldn't surprise me at all if that was a McBride pick. This one, another tight end question. How far would you drop tight ends in a non-tight end premium format? I like, obviously WAR you can take a look at for your league specifically, looking at the other scoring. I mean, you could purely just do fantasy points. That's another thing. I know the WAR tool, sometimes I kind of want to just like calmly take a look at how players and positions are scoring, just like pure fantasy points per game, like based off of, previous years. And you can go back multiple years too, because obviously McBride's going to be insane last year. But if you kind of want a better, a bigger view over a handful of weeks, but I love fading tight end in tight end premium leagues and just starting, Njoku this year is probably going to be one of those guys. Go ahead. 50 seconds here. What are you looking at? Gibbs, London, T-Mac. No QBs yet, but
yeah, I'm not too stressed about quarterback right now, especially in the deeper league. Quarterback is not going to be as impactful. To me, it's kind of like, do I want to go the Jets Garrett Wilson experience, or do I just go with the Chase Brown, which I think I'm leaning that way. Gives me a little bit more flexibility than like CMC, where if I take CMC, I'm like, I have to win now. But just stacking Garrett Wilson with two already solid wide receivers would have been nice, but not something I would prefer over someone like Chase Brown, who put together some solid weeks.
Yeah, and there goes CMC off the board here. I was hoping Chase Brown would fall, but pretty close to me in that is, I'm going to peek at the quarterbacks real quick. Yeah, I'm going to go Kenneth Walker here. I do think that there is some upside for the Kenneth Walker we've always dreamed of, the crazy touch in an offense where you have to respect the passing game and quarterback a little bit more than, shout out to Sammy D. Super Bowl champion, but I do think healthy Patrick Mahomes.
I thought Sammy D
more.
was someone in the chat. I didn't realize you were referring to the Super Bowl MVP.
No. I am referring, the Super Bowl MVP is on my team right now. Shout out to Kenneth Walker. But
that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
No, it was that was hilarious too. When the owner was talking about Kenneth Walker coming back in that.
The GM,
thing.
and he's like, "Oh, he's trying to talk to me about my contract or his contract." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, he's trying to get some goal line touch stipulations in there that he has to have at least as many as Zach Charbonnet when he comes back.
He's like, all these fantasy managers are blowing me up in my DMs.
All right.
I need you to fix it.
All right, I am clicking this just so that I don't click it again. And then also, what's up, David Doobie? How you doing? What is the wide receiver running back equivalent in value, say PPR, to the top 4 tight ends in 0 tight end premium? Ooh, the top 4 is interesting. I kind of want to do. I do like Warren a lot. I do think Bowers and McBride is probably easier to quantify.
In that format, Bowers and McBride are the only one that matter. Like outside of that, it doesn't. Like outside of the top 2 tight ends, you're not going to have like a year with like 5 valuable tight ends. Because what's the league? 10 team, 12 team, 14 team, start 1 tight end. Like a tight end 8, a tight end 5. It's a big range once you get to that cluster.
Yeah.
Like I either want the elite guy or I'm going bargain bin hunting and hoping I catch on to a Dallas Goedert year or something like that.
All right, Bowers or Malik Neighbors, 0 tight end premium. That's kind of a tricky one, but I wanted to start there.
Probably lean Bowers. I feel like just the health part of it and the Bowers being one of the true difference-making tight ends.
And there is
all about.
Like I talked about looking at fantasy points per game when kind of equating positions, but you do have to respect like the tight end designation that you do get, because obviously that's when WAR kind of comes in to get a better like per position. Or even that like fantasy points per game chart that you see Bowers versus even the mid tier of tight ends. Like even these, I think Kyle Pitts actually was kind of a monster last year. I'm not going to bring his name into it, but
well, he had like one monster week.
Dude, what was it? A 40 bomb against the
45
Bucks?
points, week 15.
11 for 166 and 3. And he had 2 other touchdowns on the season. Is Kyle Pitts Sr. a Dynasty sell high candidate? All right. Sorry. Full point. Tight end premium here. We see Kraft and Fannin go. I feel like Fannin is kind of a like vibes energy faller. And I imagine you'll probably see some interesting Fannin trades go down, especially when we get these. We're starting to get some of the Denzel Boston buzz. Obviously, big receiver catching touchdowns in OTAs is like the recipe. And honestly, on the other side of it, KC can. There's Bucky at the 5-6. All right, starting Puka and JJ. Starting Puka and JJ really makes me feel. It is 3 flex. Like I wouldn't not want to go wide receiver, but I don't feel pressured to, pull up my favorite receiver roster construction wise. I'm still on these running backs. I do feel like I have a pretty good contending start. I'm gonna push quarterback a little bit. I'm eyeing Kyron, HN, Travis. I'm still trying to do it. I still like Sam Laporta. I do think it would be maybe a little rich to take him here over like one of those quarterbacks or a running back producer. I'm going to go Kyron. That is not going to be a popular pick. Boston, where's my eye roll emoji? That is like, you gotta think about it in terms of, I always go back to last year, like Deontay Thornton, like big receiver making plays in training camp and, rookie camp.
Yeah.
Was he a 4th rounder or something? Like early 2nd round getting buzz is at least, it is probably
Keon
still
Coleman
emoji.
week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1 of last year.
Shout out to Keon Coleman, still a part of the Bills' plans, even after the DJ Moore signing and Skylar Bell draft pick. And
he might have been roasted the worst on the Chargers schedule reveal.
Oh yeah, I agree, Ethan. But I think it is possible that this he probably will end up going early 6. Now that I'm talking about it, but I could see, especially with these, there's 2 teams here that haven't taken quarterbacks. And the autos are kind of, am I sandwiched between some kind of random autos? I agree with this though.
Between the Bucky and Mendoza.
And here's the thing, Ethan, like that I think you would, oh, sorry, go ahead. I'll get back to Ethan in a minute.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just looking at my options. I think I'm going to hammer Travis Etienne.
I like it.
Because then it will loop back around, and there's enough options at wide receiver that I feel decent that something interesting will be there on the way back.
Yeah, totally fair. Yeah, I totally get the disagree. I do think the Kraft one is tough. You are coming off a major injury, and obviously Kraft is a monster and deserves to be in the conversation, but a lot of those being kind of like big plays, which you want at the tight end position. But I think the Laporta thing is, even if you think skill wise, whatever, say what will you, the other tight ends are better. Like, don't we still love the Lions offense? You know, isn't the Lions offense going to be projected for 28 points every week, basically, unless they're playing outside in the rain?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Laporta. I think the offense is really good. It's just kind of like, I feel like with the emergence of JMO, the floor of Laporta became less consistent, because then they were able to spread the ball around more to Gibbs, Amon-Ra, JMO. Whereas like when his rookie year, JMO I think was suspended most of it, and then like came back and wasn't the most involved, and Laporta was just eating. So that's kind of where I hesitate. Is I'm like, is there too many mouths to feed in a solid offense? And you even have got, like Tesla doing crazy stuff too and getting some targets. Like they like to spread it out and kind of wants the consolidated targets. I believe in the talent of Laporta, but it is like, am I ever going to see those consolidated targets, focal point of the offense that he was his rookie year?
Yeah. All right, 40 seconds here. 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers. You got Jordan Love and Goff on the board there. Are you going to push quarterback further?
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to push quarterback. I'm tempted tight end, double tight end premium. There's some juicy options there as well. I think all the Sam Laporta talk.
No, don't you? No. Don't you talk about that's. I'm about to remove pick. You is that? That's not right. Talk. That's messed up. I saw the auto coming in. I was like, the way he's talking about Laporta, I'm 100% getting him here at the 6-6. The Laporta JMO splits are kind of interesting on the flip side too, where like you could argue some JMO fear with a healthy Laporta in a full season. I'm not gonna do the Drew Petzing is gonna bring over the Trey McBride package to plug in, because I heard
he's the best mind in the league.
I think Amon-Ra is probably the Trey McBride of the offense. All right, T. Higgins. Man, this is so tough. I love
tight end 2 is available. Kyle Pitts.
I do like tight end. I do like Pitts a little bit. But I think I'll probably push tight end. All right, I am gonna go T. Higgins. Would have loved for that to be Sam Laporta. Considered Jordan Love or Goff.
You said you were gonna push tight end.
I'm pushing tight end. I'm pushing it.
It broke my brain. Oh, you mean kick it, not okay.
I guess pull kind of makes sense, but no one would ever be like, I'm gonna pull tight end into my team.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull tight end. I thought you meant like I'm gonna push
the button. Like
yeah, like
no, I would have if it was Laporta for sure. I would have considered Pitts, but I do think that like for a competitive team like mine, the full point 10 and premium, like yes, Pitts like age wise, if we have another productive season, he could hold that value, but I think I can go down to Kittle 114 on a productive team, Even Mark Andrews, 153. Even Hawkinson, 161. Like Kelsey, 169. These aren't going to be where these guys go off the board in a full tight end premium, but in terms of, taking T. Higgins here versus 169 receiver, I'm looking at, Rashid Shaheed, Trey Harris, some of these rookies that I'm not super into.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Kraft has a better chance to be in the next year than Laporta. All right. I know you took Kraft here. Do you think that there should be a break between do you have Fannin ahead of Kraft? Because I think that's possible that you have like Fannin in this range with like right behind Tyler Warren, even though he went 5-3 here. I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean,
and then I have a follow up.
To me, I think there's like tier 1, which is like Bowers, McBride. And
close to
I don't
go
think
on.
you can complain. And then I think there's like the Loveland tier. And then after that, to me, it's Warren, Fannin, Kraft, Laporta is the next bunch of like, if you have those guys, you're like, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's the Gadstons and the rookies and things like that.
I probably would have like a mini just with it's kind of tough because I'm not too spooked on Gadsden in the sense of like what I think he can do in that offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kolar 100% is a blocking tight end. And then Njoku, I think what we saw from Gadsden last year is more receiving upside than current day Njoku. Shout out to David Njoku.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Gadsden, but new offense, a lot of weapons in there. There's enough uncertainty for me to be like, yeah, he's a little bit lower than Fannin, Kraft, Laporta, who have more of a runway of easy production. Like who's Fannin competing with? Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion. Like Fannin's going to be the go-to guy in that room.
Yeah. All right, Jubilis Jenny just traded Kraft. I believe I read ahead. I believe this is traded away Garrett Wilson for Tucker Kraft in tight end premium. Let us know how heavy that tight end premium is.
Yeah, that's the key.
Deep at wide receiver, only tight end was Hawkinson. I feel horrible trading away Garrett Wilson. Yeah, it's tough because I'm doing the mental gymnastics too of like, Geno Smith probably not better than Aaron Rodgers in terms of quarterbacks that Garrett Wilson's played with, but you also had the Devontae Adams stuff for that season, like a little bit funkier than the current room, and I do like the offensive line for the Jets. I've been moving up Brees in my mind a little bit.
I will say I do feel good about Kraft, and I know like Sean was mentioning as well, like Kraft with losing Dobbs, losing a bunch of weapons in that room. Like Kraft is going to get probably a more consolidated workload as well.
All right, this is man, I kind of feel like in startups in these mocks, I feel like I am deciding between two positions, and it was definitely quarterback or wide receiver. And I feel like all of the wide receivers that I would have taken went off the board, and the quarterbacks I would have taken went off the board as well. Like I didn't get one of Goff, Love to come back to me, which makes sense. But even Chuck, I like.
I mean, Antonio Williams is still there.
That's true. Hey, come on, man! I'm trying to build the best team there.
Just throwing it out there.
I'm gonna push Gadsden.
I did take my first Antonio Williams pick in the draft this week. Yeah.
Ooh, dude, I've been talking down on him, but just looking at what's on the board right now, I feel like I am a Jadarian Price hater in theory, in terms of the way I talk about where he's valued when he's taken at the 103, 104, even 105 in rookie drafts. But 7-7 here wouldn't surprise me at all if, week 5, week 6, pre-Charbonnet return, I'm able to move Price for, tacking a little something onto him to get up into this, these wide receivers that went in this, round 4, round 5. And I'll push quarterback, even though I'm high on Cam Ward, comparatively. All right, speaking of being high on Cam Ward, are you high enough on Cam Ward to make him Dynasty Daddy's QB1? I like it.
I'm just always I'm staring down the muzzle, and I'm like, running back doesn't look that great.
Yeah.
Wide receiver doesn't look that great. Tight ends, all right. Quarterback, there's a few there that I'm like, okay, I feel good starting the season with. And I don't have an early round quarterback. So I want to make sure I at least have that position addressed. It doesn't need to be better than replacement level, but
Yeah.
it needs to be replacement level. It needs to be a guy that you plug in, get you a decent number, and let the guys I picked early do their thing.
Yeah, and in a 12 by 11, I do think that, like you said, that strategy definitely has a little bit more merit. When you start pushing 11, 12 starters in these leagues, waiting on quarterback and still being able to, get weekly starters when you're able to kind of fill out with a really strong running back room and take Laporta in a full point 10 and premium, it does feel pretty good. All right, we got a note here for the record. Would have taken Jacobs at the 7-12 if it weren't for the auto. And I do think, honestly, looking at these running backs, they're still on the board. I don't know. Are you, I don't want to, do we have to do the Jacobs thing, man? Swift or Jacobs? Straight up right now. You're in a startup mock. You're on the clock. Time's running out.
I'll probably take Swift.
I think so too. But I don't think I'm taking a lot of these running backs. David Montgomery. What about Montgomery?
I would take Jacobs.
Okay.
I would take Tootin over him just because the upside. Yeah. Like if they do just roll out with Tootin, he's a guy. But outside of that, I mean, I'd probably say, yeah. I mean,
Jacobs or Harvey?
No, definitely Jacobs.
Yeah.
I want to get a guy that could have that bell cow role. And that's where I look at Swift. Great usage. I know None guy's there, but still, Swift had really good usage throughout the year and one of the better offenses. Jacksonville last year had a great offense. Tootin was the guy they handpicked the first year. Didn't really replace him. Is there a chance he doesn't do much? Sure. There's also a chance that Josh Jacobs doesn't do much for fantasy football. And that's why it's like I would rather just take those bets because even if Tootin isn't the true guy, there's more I can do with Tootin than a Jacobs dealing with a lot of legal issues.
Yeah. Real quick, I'll let you talk about your pick. Jubilis, I appreciate the thanks, guys, but let us know what the 10 and premium was. I'm really curious for, the delta between Kraft and Wilson. I probably am taking Wilson unless we're talking like full point shallow or even higher. But I'm curious. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
This is tough.
Got Darnold. Oh, your boy, Bryce. Get the stack. Come on, man. Isn't that the queasiest startup pick, Bryce Young?
I hate doing it, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the content.
8-4 isn't terrible. 8-4 is not bad.
It isn't.
No.
The issues, I was looking at it, and I'm like, if I let quarterback slide another 12-something picks, I'm probably not getting any decent option. Like I might get Bryce, but that would be the best. It might be Tua, and I don't really want Tua as my QB2.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of QB2, would not surprise me at all. I'm looking at this board here. Every team past me does have 2 quarterbacks, but I don't know if that would stop them from taking the 3 that are guaranteed starters for this next season. And then I'm kind of hoping on. So I think I'm eyeing Darnold, which kind of makes me wish I would have taken JSN. But let's go Darnold. I've been loving grabbing Malik Willis as he's fallen, but I think 8th, 9th round, when people look at this board, am I taking my favorite of these receivers when there's like 10 in a range that I think are similar enough in terms of how I'd value them for my team?
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, like if it was like gun to my head, like real draft, real money on the line, I would definitely have taken Darnold over Young. Because I do think like Darnold did just win a Super Bowl. He has multiple years of insulation of being a starter there in Seattle. Like that's pretty good for the quarterbacks in that range. I mean, that's basically the golf guarantee. The CJ Stroud maybe, where it's like, oh, you at least got a year plus on your leash before they're like, maybe we need to get off of them.
Yeah, I did consider Gadsden. I thought maybe he would fall. I was kind of curious to see, but gosh, if there's no video, there's no problem. Jeez. Okay, I like Kincaid's going to be a riser. I do think Kincaid is going to be an interesting, because these reports that we're seeing. So like obviously there's this. Okay, says he feels really good. But through the offseason,
I've never heard that in the offseason.
I was a little spooked initially when, like, the offseason is supposed to be optimism central, right? It's supposed to be best shape of his life. He's going to be a monster for us this year. He's looking great out there. There was already some, we are going to monitor Kincaid in practice. You know, we are going to, and like those kind of vibes you do not want to get in the offseason. But I think like Kincaid just is what he is. And yes, they brought in DJ Moore, but is, you know, the snap percentage is always going to be a conversation thing. But
I'll be honest, I just can't. I can't.
Do you just think the floor might fall out? Or is it just too spooky to start a potential 30-40% snap share guy?
To me, the value just never is correct with the actual usage of him, right? Like we're sitting here talking Dalton Kincaid. There's other tight ends that are way more enticing, right? That are way cheaper. And it's like, I'd rather take that bet than take the Dalton Kincaid, which has been around for a couple of years and it is all right, but isn't amazing, right? I mean, last year, tight end 15, 126 fantasy points. It's nice, but it's not irreplaceable. And I do think everyone is excited. They're like, Josh Allen, eventually it might be a breakout year and he puts up crazy numbers because he has Josh Allen. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. And I think that's just like what keeps his value high is people being like, well, maybe that will happen. And I'm like, we're going into year 4. Like I can't be that only goes so far before you realize you can't get that actual value.
Yeah, man, Kittle's a great pick. I was kind of hoping he would fall back to me here. I mean, it's funny to say great pick about a 32-year-old that is like coming off a major injury, but in a full point intended premium, dude, you're telling me George Kittle is not going to be week 7, just freaking mossing a linebacker and running over a safety for a touchdown? Come on.
Well, there's a guy that sat courtside in Cleveland, still available.
True. Man, I was wrong about the quarterbacks. No QB3s.
I was too. I thought there'd be a run
for these teams. For me, it was more of like the comparative, right? Where it's like in terms of dynasty value, it's like if you don't take Malik Willis, and like I am not a QB3 guy for sure, but I do think in terms of, in season, it's week 7, it's week 8. What could you trade insert player here for? I think Malik Willis, starting quarterback for the Dolphins, that at least is going to get, 1.5 additional years after this one. Fantasy wise. Yeah. You're good. All right. On the clock here, man, I did not want to do, but I think I have to. I do. All right, it's a live stream. I'm not gonna not talk about players. I do think Devontae Adams probably goes. He would have been a consideration for me. I do like Parker Washington. There's a couple of receivers here that I wouldn't mind kind of filling out my flexes with, and I feel pretty good having at least one running back through the flex at this point. I'm gonna do the Malik Willis thing. It is not gonna make the mock draft team look better to have a quarterback on my bench, but I do think it is the right pick for me mentally in the 9th round to take a quarterback that just got a contract that has rushing upside, even if people are not excited about the Dolphins this year.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, then it's just Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Jacoby Brissett, basically. And it's like, you feel good about that.
Ty Simpson.
Or the Tua Penix. Like, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah. I love that they're next to each other in the quarterback rankings. That cracks me up. All right.
I feel like I just got to do what I got to do, which is Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that is a good pick.
He might not fit my window as a team, but I know week 6, if I'm 2-4, I can sell Devontae Adams and
that's true.
Recoup that cost.
And two, you kind of did the, like, taking the Bryce pick. Like, if you get a big T-Mac year 2, like that, you got some correlation of, Bryce Young. I think Cam Ward getting some weapons too. Yeah. DK at the 9-11 here. Are we buying the Tyler Shuck hype? Love the value. if his long-term future is with the Saints. The thing that I am buying is honestly, I am buying Kellen Moore as much as I'm buying Tyler Shuck and his ability.
Yeah, Kellen Moore looks good.
And adding Tyson, adding ETN, and like shout out to Kamara, like he's been a stud, but like that running game was not great last season. So I think just like improved offense all around, and he was running a lot more. Like he did a little bit in college, but not to that extent. So yeah, I am in on Shuck. I would have loved to take Shuck there at the 7-7. I would have been. I mean, I would have loved it more to be Love.
I would have taken him at 7-9 if he fell.
Yeah.
Like he was not in the 7th round. That's good value for him.
Some early shout out to the 32B writers and all the camp reports we're gonna start seeing. I saw one, Jonathan Brooks. It was from a beat reporter, Jonathan Brooks. Caught a screen. Looks good. And shout out to running backs catching screens in camp. Looking good. That's what it's all about.
I know. The funniest part was it was a screen. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, nice.
I do believe, like I've been in on Chuba and I've been taking a decent amount, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I've been a big Chuba guy for sure. Like in that like competition of, you know, what bet are you gonna make for this season. I've definitely been mixing in some Jonathan Brooks in my best ball drafts. So maybe I'm getting a little cowardly on my take there. All right, what are you thinking here? 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think
two flexes.
Double tight end premium is interesting.
Ooh.
I'm going to lean Mark Andrews. I hate having Mark Andrews on my team, but the double tight end premium makes me a little bit more optimistic of using tight ends as flexes. So I want to build out a little bit more of a deep tight end room than a bunch of wide receivers that may be not worth that much if they're my wide receiver 5 or wide receiver 6.
Yeah. All right. There are players that I like, but I would be scrolling for this next pick. And with that being said, and me feeling decent enough about my running back room, I am going to take my 4th quarterback, Daniel Jones, at the 10:06. Not just doing the QB hoard thing in a league that doesn't exist. QB hoard in a mock draft, kind of crazy.
What changed you? Who changed you?
But dude, 8th, 9th, 10th round, like it's kind of funny though, because isn't this the QB hoard of quarterbacks that people don't like? Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Malik Willis, Daniel Jones. But I just think the value's too good. 6-point pass touchdown. Yeah.
Your best move would be Daniel Jones or Willis. One of them hit really well. And then you're like, okay, I can move Hurts.
And I'd be comfortable moving Hurts right now. Like if I knew I would get 8th, 9th, 10th, I could get Darnold, Willis, Jones. This 3-7 would have been one of these running backs so that I double tapped it there, or, you know, Pickens or Collins or something. And Travis Hunter there. 10:07.
Last year's Antonio Williams. I saw a funny tweet, but it was T-Law throwing to Travis Hunter. And it was like just like a 7-yard route. And
was it an Adidas commercial?
He's already throwing interceptions to the DB.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I'm not 100% out on Hunter, but I do think 10th round value for the potential upside here is like, okay, if I like this pick on fire, who cares?
Shout out to Birds Builds in the Charlie Daddy League. And shout out to my team. I have Josh Jacobs and Rashee Rice. Let's go. Just snagged Kraft for Laporta and the 302. Yeah, shout out Scott. If you ever rewatch this, Scott sent me a trade and it was 2 wide receivers. I'm not going to link it, you know, for his sake. It was 2 wide receivers for one of my Rice and Achane. And I am 1,000% less likely to do that after the Josh Jacobs news this evening, especially in best ball too. Like, potentially losing 2 locked and loaded running backs, even if I don't agree. I also love Scott. Scott's a good dude.
A lot of Scott love here.
Hopefully he rewatches this to one, get my trade intel so I don't have to DM him about it or text him, but 2, to know that he's loved by at least 2 Dynasty nerds.
He'll know that if he's dedicated. You know,
True.
An hour into the stream.
Text me, Scott. Well, we'll see how much. Are you watching the 11th round of the Dynasty Daddy Startup Mock?
I'll test you.
Just snagged Kraft for Laporta and the 302. Probably could have gone straight across, but I would have ended up dropping the 302 anyways. I've got him in similar tiers. Like, I'm probably a tough question, but I do think generally people are more excited about Kraft. So I do think that in terms of like dynasty value and what you can move the players for, I agree that is a great trade, even though I have them similar.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's same tier, whatever plus. Like, if someone is more convinced that Kraft will be better, sure, I'll take the extra plus.
And the plus being a 302 is
is like nothing.
Yeah, so take your pick. I don't mind that. This one's back
I do
to the
think
shot.
Kraft has depending how he does with his injury recovery. I mean, he was on a complete path for a crazy breakout.
Yeah, is this just might be nostalgia brain kicking in? Is this profile picture? Can you see this? Is this like the background title screen of a Pokemon game that like kind of like fades out and the Pokemon trainer rides the bike across? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think it might be. Is that from
It looks kind of like that.
Gen 3 when they have like it's like Latios is like flying as a silhouette in the background?
Let me know, Red. I want to know. Red also the name. Could be.
I know that's
Pokemon guy. Let me know your favorite Pokemon if I'm right. All right, 40 seconds here. Gotta go Tyson. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not taking Ty Simpson on this team. Man. All right. As far as the running back drop off, I mean, there's a couple of names that are interesting, but I mean, okay, I still don't have a tight end. Okay, there's some names. Well, I'll flex my my tight end bets. I've been taking a best ball. I'm gonna go Rico. Might just get hit with the Rico. I mean, McCarthy brought him in. Why wouldn't you want the running back for the 8 and 9 Pittsburgh Steelers? You know.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. Yeah, I mean, because it's a back doesn't have a true bell cow. We've seen Warren there, and Warren's been fine, but there's still Gainwell and others. Mm-hmm. You a little worried about the Caleb Johnson first team snaps though? A little worried about that?
I don't know if any of the running backs were there other than. And then
he's the only one by default.
Those were by necessity. The
he's
default
still,
YouTube logo.
Rookie. They just said your first year didn't count.
All right, 11-9 here. 14 seconds left. Are you? This is your last flex potentially?
Potentially, yes.
Unless you want that Ty Simpson.
I'm gonna go QJ. This is a little bit of a flyer, but I think
it's gonna be an interesting year for QJ.
Reestablished a lot of good talk from McDaniels, and what we saw when they actually had an offensive line to protect Herbert, when he could push the ball down the field, QJ was the biggest winner from that. Sure. And I expect that to be a similar case, especially with Keenan Allen out of the picture. We got Ladd doing his thing, Njoku, Gadsden. It's a little muddy down there, but true field stretchers, there's only one guy that I think they would go to, and that would be QJ.
Yeah. All right, fave Pokemon. I have a bunch of questions that I have passed to talk about Pokemon. My apologies, guys. Fave Pokemon is Raichu. Showing my age here. I'm a Mudkip guy, man. There's some childhood nostalgia. Yeah. I'm gonna do some research though. Maybe there's some copyright infringement there. Jalen McMillan on the trade block. Is he a buy?
Dynasty Daddy YouTube channel v Google.
I do think that I am not actively trying to buy Jalen McMillan, especially with some of this like Ted Hurst buzz as well. Like if he truly is their X, and it isn't just a he can play X, it is actually he is going to play X for this team. Like him, Godwin, Igbuka, not to mention, what we saw from Tez Johnson and some of the other guys in that room last year. Especially with what we saw from Corum last year, I'm definitely not sending Corum for McMillan. I mean, that is elite handcuff for an offense we like and has, a reasonable role. Like it would not be crazy for you to have to flex Corum on a random week.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, McMillan has done some positive things, but I'd much rather have the high-end backups like a Corum in an offense that we like. But McMillan is not someone I wouldn't buy. We saw decent usage even with Igbuka, Godwin, and Mike Evans there.
Yeah, I'd buy McMillan. I'm not giving a running back like Corum. Yeah, I think too for me, especially like in terms of roster construction, I love holding Corum types, and instead of having McMillan, I'll have Rashid Shaheed or something. Like whatever. I can plug in some receiver in that range versus. Oh, that's funny. That was right before this came in. I offered Shaheed for McMillan, but he didn't bite. I kind of like Shaheed. I mean, he got there mid-season. Like, I know there's like Torrey Horton, Cup still there, but man, Shaheed is. I think Shaheed's underrated. If we see a full offseason of him for that Seahawks team, especially with a working running back, if
the offense means the offseason means a lot for a wide receiver to really get installed into that offense. To be traded mid-season usually just doesn't work out if you look at wide receivers that got moved.
Yeah. All right. You still got Jalen McMillan there.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. Shaheed is definitely a rock star in best ball. He is someone I would want on my team.
All right, I'm gonna take Chris Godwin. I'm still
decent pick.
I'm a Baker believer, and I don't know. I think there's some vibes and feelings that Baker and Bucky were some Liam Cohen merchants, but I think no Mike Evans there. I think a lot of the Godwin stuff, especially last year returning from the injury, is kind of tough to fully project out for the season. Wouldn't surprise me at all if he's outperforms what he go 3.8 Igbuka this season in overall fantasy points. I'd be a little surprised, but not crazy surprised.
Yeah, I mean Godwin is still locked into a solid load. And two, he was banged up all last year, coming off that bad injury. So hopefully a full offseason, we should see Godwin be that wide receiver one.
I came back 32 minutes later. Kai, what is up? I don't know if you said what up to Kai. I definitely missed that. My bad. What's up, Kai? How you doing?
What's up, Kai?
Kai with the what's up still, and not in the mock draft. Appreciate the what's up. Will, I don't know if you followed the Tigers, but good golly, is it painting your soul, painting my soul to watch these kitties? I am not. I'm a fake baseball and hockey fan, so I will watch the Tigers if they're in the playoffs and the Red Wings if they're in the playoffs. I don't got it in me, man. That season is a slog. Watching baseball games, watching a baseball game is a slog.
I can go in person. In person, it's fun, but
great vibes
on TV,
get a dog.
If it's just like a regular season game, I'm like, come on, man. Like I got other things to do.
Yeah,
I need to take the laundry out.
This is back to Kincaid. I remember all these conversations for all these messages I skipped. My apologies. Man. Tony Pollard at the 12-10 W pick. I'm going to review your team, Kittles.
That's a good pick.
That is a great pick. I considered him instead of Godwin, but I thought maybe he'd fall back to me. Should have known. Should have known that anybody watching that Dynasty Daddy live streams Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
They're not going to let it slide.
They're not going to let Tony Pollard fall into the 13th round. Come on. This is the Kincaid.
They're not going to let Tony Pollard fall.
The talk from the coach and GM about him being managed blown out of proportion, taking out of context, King was the most efficient tight end in advanced per target metrics. I'll be on level 100%. Yeah, like we were talking, 40, 50% snap share. But I mean, it is true. Like, I don't think it'll ever be extrapolated. Extrapolated. Jeremy, help me out. Extrapolated.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll go with it.
I don't think it'll
add
be
it to the dictionary.
I do not think it'll be extrapolated. Guys, that cannot be it. It's something like that though. You know what I mean? Out to, 80% and he's running, majority of the routes. That's just not who Kincaid is as a player for that team, especially blocking stuff considered. But yeah, man, good offense. I don't hate it at the 8-11.
I mean, that's the hard part. Right. It's like, I don't dislike him as a player, but I don't ever see the volume, like on low volume. It's nice. It's a nice metric, but it's also like, it's like the Celtics blowing a 30-point lead and being like, well, like our shot quality was best, like the best in playoff history. And I'm like, okay, that's nice, man. But like, I need points. I need fantasy points to win. And just because I'm shooting optimal threes or I have good advanced metrics, but my volume's too low for me to really count. And I think if we would have seen it, it would have been last year when the Bills were just desperate for any pass catcher, and they still were like, "No, we can't just roll out Kincaid 80%." Like they were like, "We're gonna bring back the ghost of Brandon Cooks and hope that he's making big plays."
All right, the Ty Simpson auto happens right before. I do not have to talk about Ty Simpson. There are a couple tight ends
sandwiched between the autos.
Yeah, there are some tight ends that are still interesting to me. Gunnar Helm, I still got Kelsey there. I do think, especially after this stretch here, a lot of teams have 2 tight ends. I'm probably gonna push it even further. We'll see how that works out for me. But we'll see. Let me do a quick peek. Jacoby's still there. Any of these running backs that are terrible ADPs?
Do we hit
Packers?
Kyle? Okay,
You know what?
Okay.
Maybe it should be.
Well, this one after Will continues thinking. Okay.
I'm gonna take Gunnar Helm. Sorry, go ahead.
Gunnar Helm, good pick.
Which one are you talking about? This one. Oh, sorry.
Judkins and Henderson for Gibbs.
Yeah, I'm
definitely
Gibbs.
taking the Gibbs side.
How deep does that have to be? Best ball, would you take Judkins and Henderson? Two running backs.
No.
Best ball.
Good, man.
No
Gibbs
PPR. Yeah. I mean, if what I'm missing out is Brown's RB1 and is he going to be from wide receivers? Man, I don't want to be the Henderson hater because I do think that he is the type of running back that should the role ever come to fruition. I think like a lot of the breakout stuff that we saw, even in limited volume in his rookie year, is pretty good on an offense that I like. But yeah, give me Gibbs 9 days out of the week.
No, I agree. I mean, I did a roster review today, and someone was getting offered 2 firsts plus Devonta Smith for Gibbs, and it was in a shallower league. And I'm still like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm like, when you're starting like 8 players and only like 6 of them matter, like Gibbs is near untouchable unless someone's like giving you an insane deal.
I know. I feel like it's got to be. I mean, I do like Smith, but I feel like I'm only moving Gibbs for like I need to tear down, and it's like a first and a stud still. Like, maybe not first 2 round stud, but
like Hampton in a first or something. Like, where I'm
like I'm going.
I still see that.
Yeah, or like a wide receiver. Like, I mean, people would probably get queasy about like Pickens and a first. Like, it would need to either be a good first or I'm getting another player on top of that. But I would.
Yeah,
those
like
are the
London,
only ones I
Jefferson, Lamb in the first.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to shout out Kyle's comment here. Baseball is more of an addiction rather than a sport. And I can vouch for that. I have some friends, and I'll tell you, Red Sox fan watches every single Red Sox baseball game. And let me tell you, it is ugly. But yeah, if you're into it, people are really into it.
I also never, the closest thing to baseball I played was like a church softball league. Like, I never was on a baseball team. I probably did t-ball when I was like 6 or something, but that wasn't one of the sports I played. I was football, basketball. So like I am way more in tune, like playing pickup and playing those sports and obviously following the leagues. Big news. I used to play pickup every week, Monday nights. They told us we can't play there anymore over the summer, but I got a new spot Wednesday nights. That's actually closer. So I'll give you guys the updates are going to be delayed.
Have the
on how I played.
Stat line from a week out.
from. All right.
When you play good, does it like change your entire day? You're like, oh man,
yes.
I went 3 for 4 from 3.
And this is a new group, and I we'll see. Just man. All right, this was like I'm kind of happy I took my shot at the tight end because I was hoping one of these like Kelsey Henrys would fall back to me. They did not. All right, last pick.
It was kind of a tight end run.
What's the okay, just obviously grab Antonio Williams there. I should have checked, where was his ADP? Was it like down in this 190 range?
I think it's like 199.
Man, that's kind of crazy that it hasn't caught up ahead of like where I know rookie ADP is at. Like I do like Branch and Brazil, but like him being below those guys is kind of wild to me. When every rookie draft I'm in, he goes early,
ahead of them.
Yeah,
I don't understand, and this might just be a sleeper how they process it. I don't understand why ADP doesn't update at least like once every couple days. Like it should consistently be updating with what's going on.
Yeah. This is kind of funny. Dang, they kicked you out of your spot. What is this? Fresh Will of Bel Air. My first Smash Bros tag was Fresh Prince. I don't know. I couldn't come up with a name, and I was like, my name's Will. Like maybe that's like kind of cool. I changed it pretty quickly. All right. Let's do some team.
Well, Fresh Will of Bel Air would have been a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of a long tag to have to, they got to write on the stream and everything. All right. I know Kittle Screw had asked specifically for the team. Actually, I kind of like doing. We'll do this view. No. We're not going to do this view.
Okay, I'm not seeing what's going on, but Will is cooking up something for us right now.
I'm getting a little dizzy, a little dizzy, but
while you're getting dizzy, I'll talk about Mark Twain. TV says, how much fab are you dropping on JJ McCarthy when Geno is your QB3? 150 fab cap. I mean, maybe I don't know, like 10 if I'm really desperate. I'm okay with Geno as my QB3. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to do anything.
I would drop a decent amount on. I don't think I'm pushing a third of the budget. Yeah, you don't need to blow your fab on JJ. I wouldn't be too spooked about Geno QB3.
Tyson Bagent for free or something. Like just
just
roster all the free ones.
Go get Klubnik. Fill out that Jets QB room.
That's true, Klubnik.
Jaden Daniels, James Cook, Derrick Henry. Totally faded wide receiver. We get the first wide receivers built strong, tight ends, full point premium. Trey McBride, Fannin, Pitts. This is pretty gnarly. I got pretty good values.
Really like that build. Point.
And like Harvey, I'm not a fan of, but like when you have Warren Pollard as well to fill that out. Yeah,
Warren Pollard are more of those like 8 to 10. We know what they are type players. Might as well shoot for some upside with Harvey, and you can just sit on the bench if you don't feel confident in him.
And anything you say negatively about the receiver position for this team, like this team could easily move one of these tight ends cross positionally in a full point tight end premium and get really good value for, receiver plus or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the question mark of, okay, Ayuk, Sutton, Myers, Robinson. You kind of need all of them to hit their happy outcomes, right? You need Robinson on a new team to have a similar workload. Myers was kind of a boom, but regressed a little bit towards the end of the year. Like, will he be consistent enough in the Jacksonville offense? And Sutton with Waddle there, how is that going to look? But I will say, I think all those three names are like the three names I'm always targeting in late rounds of like, these are guys I feel pretty solid in being a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 on my team. When you build tight end, you're like, I don't need my wide receivers to be good.
Yeah. The absolute worst case scenario for these guys is their floor outcome is still they're running, 80-90% of the routes for their teams. So
yeah,
that is the one nice thing about fading and grabbing guys like that. All right, we got PM Blitz. How do you like my team? Baker. Let me get that out. So this is this team from the 2-hole. Bijan, JT, Nico Pickens, AJ Brown. So this was really push tight end, but went kind of similar to how you handled it later with tapping some of these older guys. So had Ferguson at the 7-11, and then Hawkinson, Henry. I like the high end of this team. I like the picks you made through the first.
The first 5 rounds are pretty nice. Like
AJ Brown,
you're feeling good about the core. Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah.
I think it comes down to like the Jake Ferguson piece of like, is he going to be more of the when I believe it was CD Lamb was out and he's just crushing it. Is he going to be more of that, or is he going to be like towards the end of the year where it was 4 targets, 2 targets, and not being a consistent focal point of the offense? Because if that's the case, then you're like, I I need to play the Hunter Henry, which, let's be honest, he's tight end 4, so it's not the worst to play. But is Hunter Henry going to do the same thing as he did last year, where he would just catch a bunch of random touchdowns or have some decent volume? Can we count on that to continue? Plus, maybe Hawkinson takes a step forward with Kyler. But it's kind of like, okay, like the uncertainty here is with that tight end market. And the question comes down to, in this type of format, double tight end premium, it's going to be harder to get bargain bin tight ends cheaply. Yeah. So that's also something where it's like, if all of these are not working out great, going out and buying even like a Mark Andrews caliber tight end is going to be harder just based on the format.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Ferguson, especially when he starts to push into, like, I think in a lot of actual startups, it would not surprise me at all, even in full point 10 and premiums, that just based off of last season, he gets pushed down to like the 8th and 9th round. Like, I'm kind of looking at like the end of running backs you feel confident are like going to give you decent production in this like 8th, 9th range. With like some of these like Swift, Tootin, David Montgomery guys. But like Chuba at the 10-2 is not too bad.
The Chuba is good value. I like the team in general. It's hard to go wrong when you have Bijan and JT. I mean, that's just an engine of a successful team.
I know that's the one thing I wanted to consider, and I do like the taking Stafford instead of like a Bryce Young or something in terms of look at the start of my team. It is Bijan, JT, Nico Pickens, AJ Brown at this 5'11". Like that to me is like definitely signifying like I am setting myself up to win this year. So like let me get Stafford versus Bryce or
I like too like the cheap like round 7, round 8 win now pieces. Like I did with Devontae Adams as well, where it's just like the buying cost for a win now piece is pretty cheap. And then if your team organizes itself around a contending roster, you're like, oh, sick. I also already have some win now pieces. If week 8 comes around, you're 3-5, and you're like, okay, let me pack it in. It's easy to ship those guys off.
Yeah. I like that. All right, I'm gonna go back through. I know we've got some other questions that we didn't hit. Good evening, gents, and then I'm gonna check some live stream asks as well. I hope you had a good holiday. Yes. When do you feel is a good time to sell a recently drafted rookie, cash in on the rookie fever, or try to ride it out and get an exciting player? Yeah, the rookie timeline is kind of interesting because we're going to get a ton of like camp report buzz. I think you do have to be kind of realistic about the outcomes for some of your guys. So like when you start to get buzz for, insert 3rd, 4th round wide receiver here that's not named Antonio Williams is having a big
it's not even
is having a big camp and like looks really good. Like if you can cash that into like, especially for these teams that the realistic outcome of that rookie wide receiver that was taken in the 3rd, 4th round hitting is like not mattering for your team versus Mike Evans this season versus Devontae Adams versus George Kittle. So like when you can tack seconds and stuff onto players like that to get into these difference making players, even if it's just for a season or two, it makes people uncomfortable. But like that is how you win championships, is you cheaply buy these vet productive contending pieces off of, buzz plus, a second buzz plus another rookie.
Yeah. And I mean, I think too, it's like you have to be willing to sell when it's uncomfortable. Like I think a great example, and I'm not even saying he's bad now, is Gadsden, where Gadsden came out, did incredible right out of the gate when he actually started getting work. The price tag you could have gotten there is not the price tag you can get today. And it's not the price tag you could get at the end of the season. Like the price tag after his breakout was so high. People were valuing him like tight end 3, tight end 4. People are sending 1st round plus for this guy. And I think with a lot of these rookies, right, if Antonio Williams goes out and has a 2 touchdown game in week 2 with like 100 yards, people are going to be steaming him up like crazy, and you're going to be able to sell high and basically sell as if the consistency is already locked in. And we saw it with Egbuka. Egbuka, right out of the gate, was dominant, and then he trailed off towards the end. Everyone still values Egbuka pretty high, but if Egbuka continued the year he was having, he would be valued where he was week 5 when he was dropping 30 bombs and everyone thought he was like, a wide receiver 7 in Dynasty, and people were trading Drake London plus to get him. And it's like, yeah, like that is like, it's easy to be like in the moment. It's like the hardest part. It's like the hardest part with investing isn't always just like buying low. It's always selling high and knowing it can go higher, but being like, I need to cash out certain gains I've made in this area of my team.
Yeah. I am gonna get a couple of these live stream asks ready. Shout out to Hemp and Hillbilly. I've got a handful of images to
You got some images to process.
I'm doing some live video editing right now.
There we go.
But yeah, if you wanna hit something, I'll get those ready.
Well, we got Joseph 102-11998 moved Mahomes and Terrence Ferguson plus a late 27 first and 27 second for Ginty and Laporta. We have additional context to 10.5 PPR Superflex contender third in 2025. You start 11 1.5 PPR. Okay, so that's tight end premium. I'm curious, is tight end premium a whole point and it's everyone else's half? Because that would be crazy for tight ends. But you got Burrow, T-Law, Wilson, Brissett, Bijan, Ginty, Judkins, Etienne, Rico, Mason, Jones, CD, Waddle, DK, Watson, Devontae. I mean, off the top of my head, I think this is probably the type of deal you want to do. It's a 10-team league. It is start 11, so it's a little bit deeper. But with, so yes, the tight end premium is 1.5 and PPR. It's half PPR for everyone else. So you get a full point on top of the half PPR for tight ends, which is crazy. So for me, I think you made out good. You got the better tight end in this deal, and you potentially have an anchor running back. In this type of league, I'm probably going to invest heavily in tight end. I mean, this is going to be that, like most of my flex spots, I want to be valuable tight ends, and you kind of have that, right? You have guys like Ferguson, Kittle, Juwan, Henry. All those players are guys I want. I don't feel bad not having 26 picks as well, because outside of the top 5 or 6 in this class, you're not feeling too good about those picks. So honestly, this is a great trade there.
Oh, I gotta hit this. Let's go. Fix my profile pick better.
Profile.
W.
It looks similar.
I know. I think it was definitely nostalgia bait for myself. I nostalgia bait myself all the time. Let me.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna pull up some images, and we can hit some of the other questions too. Do you wanna?
Okay, no, you're good.
Emerald, let's go. I was definitely a Ruby guy, but I gotta give some respect to Emerald.
I never played Ruby.
Well, I played both. I think I've told the story before where I was probably in like 5th grade or something. I played Ruby all the way through, and I was like, this game's awesome. I was like, Grandma, can you take me to the store? I want to get a new Pokemon game. Oh, let's get this blue one, Sapphire. I did not know that they were. I did not understand that Pokemon released in. That's how I learned. So I just played the same game, but I was a girl. All right, we
got Settle Chip. Selling on rookie hype got me out of Matthew Golden early. Wondering how different things would have been if it was like a T-Mac instead. The thrill of winning the trade.
Yeah, I think.
How fun is this game to play?
Yeah, for sure. I think Igbuka would probably be the closer comparison in terms of ADP, where Igbuka was definitely closer to the end of the first in that rookie class versus, Tet being pretty locked into the top 5. But yeah, I mean, the golden thing is tough too, because like, this was early. Is that like off season early? Because I don't feel like we really got, like, I think we had some Matthew Golden air yards, or like target air yards.
Hang the banner
is what you got. But okay, so you already hit this Mahomes. You had the team context and the tight ends.
Yes.
And then
he did.
Okay,
another question I haven't hit yet.
Okay. All right, Cooper or Golden?
I'll probably go Golden, to be honest.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like the amount of weapons that have left Green Bay it's got to be Golden involved to some capacity. It's going to be Kraft a lot. Hopefully Jaden Reed. I got too many Jaden Reed bags burning a hole in my pocket, but I do think Golden is someone they don't let them all go if they feel confident about Golden
I know.
at least being something. He doesn't have to be an amazing player, but at least like a wide receiver 3 for fantasy, wide receiver 2 upside. I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, I probably will go Cooper, and it's more of a market thing. Like, I think that there is, I think Cooper will get some excuses this season if the Jets suck.
You sure? You sure? You
know
versus
he
Golden.
Wears, versus Golden.
He wears that shade of green.
The thing is, we are like right
He's
now.
He's already a toxic wide receiver. No one wants him already.
We're like, dude, what would you rather eat? Like this burrito that I left out for a week, or this pizza I made with rice and peanut butter. I got kind of I'm not the analogy guy. I need to like pre-run some analogies.
I love the
I just want to say poop.
Rice and peanut butter.
I was trying to stop myself from saying poop because I was like, that's just, come on, we're grown men.
Well, I mean,
kind of.
The upgrade from poop to peanut butter is a pretty big jump.
I think
I'll gladly eat a bunch of peanut butter.
No tight end premium. Are you going Sadiq, even or versus Golden?
No tight end premium. I'm probably going Golden as well, just because. What is Sadiq? Oh, awesome. You got a tight end 10. That doesn't matter in that format. That's like
I know. I agree with you, but I think you're overestimating the minds of the average Dynasty player. Like, don't you think Sadiq week 1 even goes 3 for 40 in a touchdown? You know? Or like even just like 4 for 40. Like you're going to be able to move Sadiq even in non-tight end premium leagues.
It's like when you have a quarterback though in a 1 QB league. And you're like, oh, I can easily move him. And then everyone's going to at least have a Hunter Henry. And it's like, no one's going to be like, give you the sticker price for Sadiq. Like and then no tight end premium. Like, unless the league is super deep or someone somehow has hoarded all the tight ends, the market is going to be very bare. Because most people, there's at least 5 teams that have Loveland, Warren, Kraft, McBride. They're not going to be interested in a Sadiq. You know, oh, that's cute. That's cute. You got 8 catches. I have Brock Bowers. He scored 5 touchdowns in 1 game. Like
that's fair. They're
not going to be impressed by that.
That's fair. It's definitely okay. Would you rather eat a burrito or get run over by a car? You didn't like the rice, the pizza made from rice and peanut butter? I kind of just got lost.
Like Will. I could tell Will was It's kind of like when I'm just like minding my own business, and then Will's like, "Okay, I'm going to set something up, Jeremy. Do something," and I'm like,
yeah.
But the Will, would you rather eat a burrito or get run over by a car? I think you kind of, in a way, talked everyone into Matthew Golden, because I think everyone would rather have a week-old burrito.
That's true. I've eaten a day-old burrito before. Would you trade?
Joseph was asking.
Oh yeah.
If he has any suggestions, looking to maybe move Judkins and ETN potentially for wide receivers. Now that he has Bijan and Genty. I'll be honest. So wide receivers from above were CD, Waddle, DK, Watson, and Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also has Bijan, Genty, Judkins, ETN. I'm probably just leaving them.
I'm chilling.
Like, I'd rather
10 by 11,
especially with the high tight end premium. Like, if anything, I'm gonna be like, can I get into a conversation with the Fannin's owners or the Gadsden? Like, can I get? All right, you already have Gadsden, but just keep hoarding those tight ends because those are going to be so valuable.
I like that team. That's a good team. And it's 10 by 11 too. Yeah, especially 0.5 PPR, and like I think in terms of like weekly starters, like Laporta, Kittle in 0.5 or potentially was it 1.5? Did it end up being 1.5 or what it was? Oh yeah, dang.
It's 8. No, it is. Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's. I mean, if you haven't seen one like that,
if you can use that to like get elite, like you were saying, I'd definitely consider it in that. You've got some juice.
Yeah,
to work
that's the
with.
only what I would not be buying wide receivers. And if anything, I feel like Devontae as your wide receiver 3 is the one that you would want, right?
Oh yeah.
because it's not as much a PPR machine, more of a touchdown catching guy. So
The
that's a crazy format.
Taco Bell boy or girl. Let me know if you're a Taco Bell girl. Has entered the chat. What is up, Gracie K? Sugar-free Baja Blast or water? Actually, I shouldn't tell the story. This is not worth it. Shout out to Tricky Trev. Tricky Trev owes me a burrito.
Based on the Will hypothetical here?
I think it was, but I wanted to use an opportunity to tell the stream that I played golf with Tricky Trev last weekend, and we did a closest to the pin on a par 3, and he owes me a burrito. Man, the eye contact when he said Taco Bell. Hey, you guys out there, find yourself a Taco Bell girl. Yeah, for real. Where the Taco? Yeah, come on, somebody. Give me a Taco Bell girl that plays Dynasty. I'm married, by the way. Oh, this is like Adam Borg Schulte here. This I do not want to read this question, but I will. Will Marshawn Lloyd take the RB spot? If so, what's the price right now? Sorry if you already covered that. No, we like talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but it was very much I was like, Marshawn Lloyd is probably rostered on somebody's IR taxi squad, potentially.
Yeah, I mean he's an IR queen.
Probably both. You've been swapping in between taxi squad and IR.
Yeah, he's taxi now.
But he needs to be rostered, and I would even go down to it was Chris Brooks, and then I don't think you need to roster Pierre Strong.
Was Martinez?
Damian Martinez should be rostered. Chris Brooks should be rostered. Obviously, Marshawn Lloyd's rostered. I would not go out of my way to buy Marshawn Lloyd, but
if something happened, I do think they'll probably trade like a 5th or a 6th to the Cardinals or something like that. A team that has a bunch of all right running backs that can kind of hopefully fill that Jacobs role. But I think it's kind of a wait and see. Like, I'm not going to overpay for the Lloyd spot. Now, if someone is coming to me and offering me a 3rd for Lloyd, a 2nd, like a late 2nd, I'd be like, yeah, I'm taking those. But
Najee RB1. How about Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon, what's going on with that foot? What if he's the Packers RB1? Can he walk? Has anyone seen Joe Mixon walking?
I thought he did like the Andy from The Office, where they're just like, actually, he went on a boat tour around the world and just disappeared forever. Like that's the Joe Mixon.
They talk about him like he passed away.
I know. It's like, what happened to him?
This honestly, I mean, when Emmanuel Wilson left, like Emmanuel Wilson, example immediately last year of why we roster backup running backs in Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
So like Brooks 100% should have been rostered, probably him and Martinez probably should have been rostered depending on your bench sizes right after that move happened, and now especially. So I would definitely, after we end the stream and I'm going to take a piss, I will be adding across my leagues those running backs if they're not already rostered. Did we miss this?
Beautiful picture. Yeah, we missed. I cut it off originally. Bryce Long. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Would you trade Henderson and Murray and a 27 first for Purdy, Mendoza, and a 27 second in Superflex?
Ooh, I do like Purdy.
I'm gonna be honest. Give me the Kyler side.
You're a Kyler boy, though. We all saw that.
I am, but you know what I also like? I like a 27 first. And I like Henderson's upside over 2 quarterbacks. Like, what is a Purdy Mendoza going to do in a Superflex format? Unless the scoring is juiced for quarterbacks, I'd rather have Murray as
late.
That gross.
I got my cop out. Give me the other side. Okay. I got the cop out. Yeah.
Well, that definitely impacts something is if it is locked in late.
Yeah, I'm a big Purdy guy, and I am I like Mendoza.
I think late, if I'm desperate for a quarterback, and depends a lot on your market, this is a good response of like, okay, cool. Like I move back 6 spots in the draft. I pick up 2 quarterbacks that have a much longer leash than Kyler Murray, and all I really lose is like Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world where Murray re-signs with the Vikings and gets a 3-year Daniel Jones plus extension, and it's like, damn, like I could have I see Purdy and Murray similar-ish and you feel like you lost this one. But I do think that these quarterbacks that are like retreads, especially Kyler Murray types, I don't think it's bad to bet
It's going to work this
when
time.
It's equally fair. Yeah.
It's going to work this time.
But I don't hate it. I think it's pretty close. I think even a late 27 first makes it pretty close. Sorry, I'm a T-Bell boy. I already found my T-Bell girl. That brings a tear to my eye in a good way. That's cute. I like that. I got a T-Bell girl too. Shout out to my wife. We had a lot of T-Bell in college. And then she found out she was had some celiac going on. And we still got T-Bell. She just gets like nachos and stuff. All right, there's that breakdown. All right. Favorite rookie targets in the late second, early third. I have the 302 and 305 in the 10 teamer above. 302 and 305. All right, let me see what the 10 premium was in this one. Did we get a 10 premium? Oh, in this one? Ooh, yeah, I'm snagging. Give me Delp. Give me Raritan. Give me Claire's probably gone.
Wait, is this the same
1.5.
Joseph?
1.5, yeah. I am probably just taking tight end there. Wait, no, it's not.
I think it's a different one, but I probably.
But this was a 10. This was a 10 teamer though, right? Was I right about that? Yeah, that's what's tripping me out. Maybe you switched accounts. And you said above. That is above. Sometimes YouTube swaps the names. Let me know. I think I had the hard read on this one. Joseph, confirm?
You may have, honestly. Maybe he like pulled it up on like a different computer or something. I don't know.
I have a confession. Mark Twain TV. I have bought. I have bought. Yes, bang. Sorry, I switched my other account. So, hey, let's go. Appreciate it. Thanks for the sub. And Joseph, I don't know if we read it. Came from Dynasty Daddy. So saw the live stream bar up top.
Oh,
popped over. Appreciate it. This is Dynasty Daddy, right here. I am like Dynasty third cousin.
You're the fun uncle.
We're not related. That's not what I was going for there. In terms of like my impact on the website is what I was trying to communicate. Yeah, the Kyler Donut risk I think is worth that trade. That I think is pretty fair doing that. But I was saying Mark Twain TV. I bought Olave in a very shallow league, 12x9. I sent the 108 and a late 27 first for Olave and slept like a baby. And I got Shakir back. Whatever. 12x9.
No one feels great about Shakir.
Yeah, just.
But yeah, I mean, I think a late first plus probably.
What pick in this class would you do?
A second-ish. In this class, I mean, like the 108.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Like I think the 108 or 109 would be where my line is.
Yeah, I think my fear. Shout out to the home league boys. Okay, this is my home league. I said that trade in.
Oh boy.
My only regret was you never know what's gonna happen in the home league, dude. I could be getting
the home league is crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I could be getting McKylem in there. Probably not. But no, I assume, and it's my only fear is it's non-tight end premium, and I know for a fact Ken Zeke's going like 104, 105 or something, and I'm gonna be like, God, man, I could have had Casey here.
I know. I had like Drake May slide to like the 109 in my home league, and I'm like, man, if I just didn't trade that stupid first round pick, I could have gotten like a 108 Drake May.
Yeah, hey man, the worst thing you can do, never do this unless you've done it before and you can like live with yourself and not be sad about it. But it is just not worth it to go back through the draft results of like the startup draft from like 4 or 5 seasons ago. I got some Deshaun Watson 301s that I would like to send for another player when he was suspended.
Yeah, you need a refund on those.
I won that league though. The next year. Yes, sir. Was checking my team after my trade. Saw you guys were live. Got lucky. Let's go. Link in the description to join the Discord. We are live every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Tuesday, 9 p.m.
And the Discord is where we will be posting, and we'll be talking about it on the stream as well. But the Discord is where we will be posting the Google Forms to sign up to be in a Dynasty Daddy Discord league. We have 3 that are going right now. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Daddy League is next. And then Echo Fox, whatever the next military. I know that Daddy is not the military thing, but we had to make it the Daddy League.
You got to do it for
let's
the show.
Let's go.
But yeah, we're also dropping a new video tomorrow as well.
Ooh, yeah. Let's go. Wait, should I do a thumbnail preview?
You can do a thumbnail preview.
All right, let me get it ready.
Okay. Make sure I didn't miss a question in here. Because you mentioned Joseph switching counts, but I do agree with what Will said. Tight ends are king in that league. I would take Joe Lee, Raritan, anyone there. Just take the best tight end and hope that they pan out.
Have I been leading people astray? Is there not a link to join the Discord in the description of the YouTube video? I feel like it recycles. We recycle it every time, so hopefully. Okay, we got to just join though.
Okay, there we go.
Potentially. Oh, in the description. Yeah, in the description there.
Okay.
Kincaid 86. Let's go. How do you join the Dynasty League?
Discord is definitely the best place to stay up to date with all the videos and also site features. I try to push enough notifications in there to make it exciting.
For sure. And so that will be where we'll post the form. And I'm going to try to include some questions I was talking about earlier to see what kind of leagues people are interested in. And we could probably even split them up if like certain people want to do best ball, certain people want to do more of a cookie cutter lineup league, or, have one that's, got some PPC or start 2 tight end or something. But yeah, I think it's been $20, right? For those we did.
Yeah, those are 20.
Yeah. All right. And then speaking of the video, gosh, bang! What do you guys think? Jadarian Price, stud or bust pick? Where he's going in rookie drafts right now. We talk about that and more on the YouTube video that's dropping tomorrow.
That was a good bit right there.
Thank you.
From the voice crack to the radio voice.
I redeemed myself. Well, I ran out of. I got no drink left, so we're on voice crack hour. All right, let's crank through. I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna put you on. Answer these questions real quick, and then we'll get some live stream asks going. T. Higgins and Jatavian Sanders or Jordan Tyson.
I mean, not to be lame, I don't know if Sanders is enticing in a tight end premium, but I also to me, I don't think there's a huge gap between Higgins and Tyson. I'd probably just go Tyson because there is the case of what if he is Egbuka or something like that and has an amazing breakout. But if there is a decent enough tight end premium where JT Sanders is actually a threat, then I would lean the Higgins side. That's kind of where I'm at there. Like if Sanders is someone that could actually crack your starting lineup and be meaningful, then sure, give me the 2 starters.
Ooh, we got one bust. Okay. All right, Deshaun and Tua in the third won the league last year. Let's go. That is impressive. Deshaun and Tua in the third in that startup that year. Well, I guess Tua would have still. Well, maybe not last year as much.
Starting quarterback. Tua had a couple decent stretches where he was like a top 10 quarterback, and everyone's like, "Oh, maybe he's going to be elite," and then usually injuries derailed him.
Yeah,
last year was just kind of Tua.
Yeah. If you get benched for Quinn Ewers, it's a little bit on you.
Did you hear that report where it was like McDaniels was like pitching? He's like, "Okay, like we're going to roll with Ewers next year," or something like that. And I'm like, this is. I think at that point you pack it in. He
said that for the vibes, and then he was like, "Yeah, let me just. I'm fine. Just going to the Chargers." Say you own both Odunze and Burden. Would it be best to hold both and hope they both hit, or would you diversify one of them into a similar tiered or up tier wide receiver, running back? We do get a lot of questions about, like I have Chase. Should I try to move T. Higgins? I typically am like of the vein that, I mean, if you want to make your bets, go for it. Like if I like the offense and players enough, like I have no qualms with having 2 wide receivers on the same team. Like obviously your like upside is capped on a weekly base. But if you like the offense, like people like the Bears, I don't see any harm in that. Do you have a strong opinion on Odunze Burden specifically, or would you?
I mean, I probably lean slightly Burden, but to me they're kind of in the same tier. Yeah, it's like they're in the same tier of like maybe they'll have that JSN breakout, and that's why people still kind of want them. Is like it's a lottery ticket of maybe they break out and become that true wide receiver one. That being said, I wouldn't hate diversifying, but I'm also like, what are some of the offenses that you would want to have a lot of mouths in? And the Bears are probably top 6, in terms of offenses that you actually want. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me trade Burden and go get, like I don't know, trying to think of.
I mean, he's probably up.
Casey Concepcion or something. Like I don't want like a Browns wide receiver. Like we can give if I do want to get him, like let me get J-Mo or something like that. Will be more exciting, locked into a good offense, and has at least some sort of upside there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I'm definitely down to up tier. Like I definitely am fine using those guys to like get up to, Olave, Nico, Pickens, if that's possible. If someone in your league is like really, really into either of them. But yeah, I have no issues holding. All right. It is time. And I was gonna pull up the screenshots.
Ooh.
I was like, let me get the screenshots ready for all the trades. Why the HE double hockey sticks would I do that when we've got the activity down here at the bottom? I can just filter. Look at the trades that Hemp Hillbilly has made. We've got this team right here. This is Hemp Hillbilly. It's LR Gates is the team. And this is the only way to get the Genty Love deal was to include my 27 first. I had to take the Lad deal because there was that was a top 3-4 first. I'm pretty happy with myself and the deals getting Loveland and JJ. I feel like I have a better team than I began with. I'm liking this tight end room full, 10 and premium. Has Loveland, then Hawk, Goddard, Delp, Raridan. Got your Jolie down there as well. And Michael Mayer. I like having Michael Mayer too. But we'll take a look at these trades that were mentioned while we were previewing the team.
A trade review.
So this is Genty and a 26 first for moving the 27 first, Kenneth Walker and Trey McBride. And I believe that was
the 101
to get Love. Yeah. All right, which side are you taking on that one in a vacuum? This is a full point 10 and premium. You do have Loveland.
I like McBride.
Yeah.
This one's hard. I kind of lean the Genty Love side. Like you're telling me I get Dynasty RB 4 and 5. That's basically a centerpiece. Like I don't have to worry about running back for the next 4 years of my Dynasty team.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where I lean. I think it's pretty fair though. Like you split 2 players into 3, you get to 27.
Look at this one. Loveland for David Montgomery and Jalen Waddle in a full point tight end premium. Ooh. Come on. Let's go. Big trade. I don't know how you manage that. But I mean, getting this trade done.
That's a fleece. Gotta be a Denver fan.
Getting this fleece done makes you feel a lot better about moving McBride in that one, even if you had to use your 27 first. You do have another team's first that we'll take a look at in a second. But I mean, this team, Herbert, T-Law, Genty, Love, King Henry, JJ, you got Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Parker Washington, you got Loveland in a full point. And you still have a 27 first. That's not yours for some flexibility. And let's take a look at this team. This is a fraud for award. Yeah, I mean this could easily be like a mid 27 first, if not earlier.
Yeah. And that makes it easier. I mean, you pick up a first. You don't have your own, but that's fine because this team is trying to win. I'm looking at the right team. Am I?
All right, and then the other trade. So we talked about the Genty Love deal, and then the Lad deal as well. So this was moving Lad and Aaron Jones to get that 27 first, projecting that to be a top 3 to 4 that we were just looking at. Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, I think that's probably like where Lad is valued, like an ambiguous potentially early 27 first. I don't hate moving, especially looking at your team. And I think that flexibility will be nice for this team. Like competing teams that have somebody else's 27 first, I love. Like that makes me feel so good. Like rolling out Genty,
Yeah, man, that's the best
King
spot
Henry.
you want to be.
Ooh, feels good, man.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I feel
It's probably pretty.
I feel
even,
better.
but...
For some reason, I thought you were on the Trey McBride side, but yeah, locking in the 2 young elite guys. You own a first round pick that isn't yours. Even if Love and Genty aren't the most productive for their value, it's still like a good runway to build your team off of. We expect both of them to put up good numbers. It just comes down to, is the bargain bin wide receiver room going to be able to support a true contending team with DJ Moore, Adams, and Parker Washington? Are these guys going to be ones that actually hit and live up to the hype? Or are you sitting there being like, man, like I need to build that out? That's kind of the biggest question mark.
Yeah, and that's why definitely like having this 27 first. Like there's a part of me that looks at this wide receiver room and is like, man, like I kind of just would like to have Ladd included in it. But I don't think, I think like when you're starting, especially with having Herbert, but I think in the grand scheme of this team, the flexibility is probably fine because your starting lineup is totally fine.
And like if some of them hit, then you're like, cool, I can realize those ones, and then I can go out and send my 27 first or my 28 first or something and go buy some wide receiver production then.
Yeah, and there's some merit too to like I like Ladd and I'm excited about the Chargers offense, but I'm not gonna sit and pretend that like Ladd is not one of those potentially volatile guys. Like if you get the same QJ kind of breakout, if Keenan Allen re-signs there, like he could be that kind of man, I can't really move Ladd for a 27 first unless it's a late one from a contending team. Like having that 27 first that then can be used because it is early mid to cash in on a wide receiver that is producing and has dynasty value. I definitely like. Yeah, nice. I'm liking the team. Good moves. Uncomfy moves for sure. Very uncomfortable moves. I think the Colson Loveland trade unlocked your Trey McBride trade for sure, but I like it overall.
Yeah, that Colson Loveland deal was it's hard to complain about.
Full point. What is this team? Let me look at the team. Shout out to Bulldogs 19. Come join the live stream. We'll help you out. You got a Purdy mouth. What was the game plan here?
Hold up.
This is like I guess you got Kyle Pitts, but I don't know, man. All right. What's good? Dynasty Jake, I'm late. I'm sorry, but I still love you. Talking to you, Will FF. And I was about to reciprocate some love, but I peeked ahead and saw
oh, yeah.
Can't wait to beat the Lions on Sunday night football.
We might have to have an emergency stream Sunday night after that game.
I'm down because I am 1,000% confident. What's the look ahead line, guys? Let me know in the chat. Lions minus 9.5. Where are we at?
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know, that's a lot of talk for a team that didn't even make the playoffs.
All right.
You know, there's a lot of talk from a team that didn't make the playoffs.
We got so unlucky. No. I feel we're gonna get a healthy season.
When's
Aiden Hutchinson?
When's the last time
we got Drew Petzing, bro?
Been to a Super Bowl? When's the last time the Lions have been to a Super Bowl?
All right. I'll see you on Sunday Night Football. I'll end it there. This is back to Price. I think Price will not be a bust, and I'll get the next team live stream mask ready. I think Price will not be a bust, but a slight boom for Price. I think they'll lean on him a lot. We talk about it tomorrow. I'm not going to get too into it on the video. If you want to see a little bit of the no spoilers, you'll see some bull and you'll see some bear. Okay, I'm not going to tell you where we landed individually, but definitely check it out. We're talking about some of the best and the worst picks in rookie drafts, in our opinion. And he's in the video.
Yeah, I mean,
thumbnail,
I do think
makes sense.
Price is, it's like the eye of the beholder. It's like some people's trash is other people's treasure. Some people, we've seen it in this chat. Some people are like, Price 102, lock it in. Like, you got to go all in on Price, first round running back. And other people are like, I don't believe him at all. Like, I'm not going to take him until, behind KC and behind these other first round wide receivers. So it really, to me, is like, what's the definition of a bust? Is kind of like, what is the expectation that you or your perception of his expectations are?
True.
Ooh, dang.
Was
When
awesome.
when the Panthers win, Dynasty Jake, we'll add you in, and we'll be dancing on Will's grave here.
Now, Dynasty Jake, will you join when the Lions win? To give the props. Let me know. I'll supply the burritos for myself.
I'll bring the rice and peanut butter pizza.
There we go. Man, I couldn't think of any gross food. Shout out to my wife. We get it. We got only good food here. I had to come up with a crazy concoction.
That's so funny. I did say Hempin wanted to shout out his trade, JT into second for JJ and Parker Washington.
Yeah, wait. Let me go back to that. Wow.
And TY GIF, we got you. We got you. We're loading you up right now.
I do have a different tie.
Or Tai Chi.
I know. Tai Chi.
We're doing the ties.
But I do have tie GIF ready as well.
One Jordy boy shoutouts trading Josh Jacobs for BTJ in April. Yeah, I mean you at least don't have to worry about whatever the fallout is from what's going on with Josh Jacobs. Settle Chip says he'll bring the car.
Nice. All right, I have this team. I think this is Tai Chi's team.
Is it the Fields Forever?
Yes. Am I right?
I think it is.
Nice. Good work, Will. Way to go. Oh, what's up, Jordy boy? Not sure what to do with this team. Feels like just a bunch of holds with maybe some trades mid-season. Ooh, what's this 26 pick?
I guess the draft isn't set. Oh, no, it's a live draft currently. Nope.
Oh, it is?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I see live draft.
111. 111.
111.
Okay. All right, I like having 327 first. That feels good. Drake May, Gino. Rayvon Manungai, KG. Wow, did I just call Kenneth Gainwell KG like he's Kevin Garnett? Jeez, I'm
like
low.
that.
I'm getting lower on Bucky.
The Gainwell hype is getting too. The Gainwell hype is going too far. He's starting to get a nickname.
Man, yeah, this is. I mean, you definitely are in a spot where you would have to move some of these first to like turn this into like you feel good about competing. But I actually don't mind waiting a couple weeks to see like you know, obviously the Travis Hunter wild card, the Josh Downs playing on the outside wild card. Isaiah Likely,
I think I'm selling
Giants.
Josh Downs. I think that's the only thing I would really try to do. Because like you said, this is a rebuilding-ish team, right? It's 9th in starter rank, has a ton of value in the future. It's not baked into the starting lineup currently. Tet, Harrison, BTJ, you're hoping that those guys continue to progress. Hunter, I think is a fine bet that potentially could pan out.
Yeah. Are you adding on to Downs to get a running back? Is that what you're trying to do? To like fill out the starting lineup?
Yeah, if I could move Downs to get some sort of running back depth there, I would like to do that. Otherwise, I think when you're at a rebuilder, you want all the May, Henderson, Manungai, Marv. Like, you want to have those bets on your team. So I'm not saying, I need to move a Marv, because this is a team where if Marv hits, like, you actually get to reap the rewards. So I think the big thing is, like, there's a lot of wide receiver. A lot of your spots are taken up by wide receivers that are even on a bad team. Are they going to ever crack your lineup? Like, are you ever starting Leggett? Are you ever starting Adonai Mitchell? Are you ever starting Josh Downs? I don't know. And to me, I'm like, maybe I can sell because people love Josh Downs. And
this
maybe
is interesting. This is so 3 flex. So you can start 5 running backs, 12 by 11, 6-point pass touchdown. No tight end premium? I don't think. I'm not seeing any.
Not that I see, no.
Would you try to move? I mean, I'd be down to package. I mean, do people like Likely? I actually don't know. Are people excited about Likely on the Giants?
I have no idea.
You got the Harbaugh ties, the weird
like
neighbor stuff. No Wandale.
I feel like people are more than not. But it's always hard to just sell a tight end in general.
What are you doing with these picks? 111 and 201. With this kind of team, are you trying to get Ty Simpson?
Yeah, I'm fine to take Ty Simpson. Yeah, especially with the Geno. Like, I can take Ty Simpson, don't need him to produce. Shoot for that 27 class to be the one where my team stinks. I can load up on all the picks I have and then hopefully say, okay, where am I? Can these 28 picks be something I can use to buy certain players I need?
Wait, is this like the draft? Is this what I'm seeing right now?
I think something weird is being returned from Sleeper.
Okay.
Because or the draft isn't set or something. Because it's saying live draft, which should pull in the draft, but then I noticed the picks, like the 26 picks, aren't mapped to their correct pick. So I'm going to look into it and see if there's anything I can do.
Draft just started.
But
okay.
I assume it's in a weird state, and that's kind of why we're not seeing the information that you typically do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean 327 first. And this is Wausch and Technological. This is an all-in team.
To me, it's like,
pretty shallow at wide receiver. No picks, no flexibility at all for 2028. Do kind of like having that first. And then this fraud. Torrey Horton, wide receiver 3.
I do feel like it's kind of a bit of a wait.
First. Yeah.
And then maybe try to see if there's a Josh Downs believer and just sell high on him.
I would package.
Because I don't think Josh Downs really, like, can you, like, what, Downs and Likely?
Yeah. I mean,
even like Downs and Geno, like, you don't need Geno if you're not trying to win.
Yeah, it looks gross, but like I think you have a reasonable enough start. I know you even mentioned in the comment, feels like a bunch of holds, maybe some trades midseason where you're moving off of some of those like buzz guys, like if you just talked about Downs early on, but like Kenneth Gainwell, like should Kenneth Gainwell have like the Rashad White plus role, and like the Bucky fears are coming to fruition, should Kyle Monangai have a bigger role? Jalen Naylor even. Like there's a lot of potential moves on this team that aren't just moving your 27 first to have a competing roster. A lot of seconds too.
Yeah, or tear down off of May.
Real quick before we move on, because I do have to dip a little bit earlier tonight, and I want to hit the last live stream ask that we have. 4:27 seconds. Any part of you want to see if you can kind of knock on like the Tony Pollard type doors and find your way into like building out a better week 1 lineup, or are you waiting and holding on to those?
I would wait. I think these picks to me are like, oh crap, a player got injured mid-season, and now I can take Marvin Harrison Jr. and staple a bunch of seconds to him and get up to a tier that's much more solid going into 2027.
Yeah.
Like, to me, getting Tony Pollard for a 1-year rental and he might retire on a team that's not even trying to win, I'm going to be like, oh crap, I'm going to have to sell all my picks and try to stitch together some last dance type team. And I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. That's the right answer, Daniel. My brain is, I never, ever, ever want to tank for more than 1 season if I can help it. But I do think this team is set up in a pretty good way to just kind of be a wait and see and move midseason. I can't help myself. I have to at least ask the question when I have the flexibility. But I do like what you've done with the team. I mean, having 3 first for next season is nice, especially when
you already got Drake May. Like, you can build out around him. Henderson, you can be patient with him. There's a lot of things that are good. The hard part's always just being like, okay, I do need to be patient. You're following a vision. You just got to be patient.
I mean, look at these worst. Like, sorry. Go ahead. You have to be patient.
Well, no, it's just that's the hardest
I should be
part.
patient.
It's just be patient.
I need to be patient.
No,
Let
not
you finish your
not
thought.
you, not-
That's my bad, man.
no, you're good.
No, I was just gonna say that like these like going down through the starter ranks, you are set up very well to be a tanking team. Like this worst trust the process team has this is 5 firsts in this class and like has a reasonable starting lineup. And like I assume one of those is like, hitting a running back, whether it's, Price or Love if on one of those. This team has, Hampton, Brees, has Mike Evans, starting Bowers, Laporta, flexing, 2 starting quarterbacks. Like there is no like, oh my gosh, this team is so terrible tanking team. Like you are set up in a good way to tank your own pick. Especially with some of those moves in season. Nice. I always feel bad. I think that's even why I pushed to ask that additional question. Because I always feel bad when it is like you should just wait, But a lot of times like you kind of have to do that with those kind of tanking teams versus doing
it's like
pushing stuff
what's
in
either
for no reason.
you gotta wait or you gotta fleece someone. Right? Like that's the only way this team gets better. It's either you wait and you play the process and you assume the 11 other teams are going to make reasonable moves and not just be like, yeah, you can have, Loveland for Waddle. Like, but if you do get a fleece, then sure, then that can completely change the complexion of your team, right? Like I've had teams where I was like, okay, this team is shifting from being the top contender into more of a rebuild, but then I walk into a team that's like, hey, here's Goff and Amon-Ra for 2 first-round picks, and I'm like, sure, I'll kick the rebuild a couple extra years because this crazy deal fell in my lap. So unless like someone is like, hey, here's Gibbs plus the Love or something, here's Ginty plus Love for Drake May or something, your vision's kind of set. You just got to now follow that process, and that's always kind of the hardest part. Is as long as you have a process, that's all you need.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym and like lifting a weight. Like if you do one workout and you want to be jacked, like you need to do steroids, but that's going to have its own consequences. You could sell all your picks and try to go all in, but it might not last as long as if you do it the right way of working out, eating healthy, following the process. If your process is good, that team will eventually be good and also have the extra picks to support it for multiple years.
100%. Shout out to Ty GIF. And this is kind of funny. It's another Ty. Well, I don't know if Tai Chi is a tie, but same as the guy above me. Not sure what I should do with my team, but I kind of like this team.
I like that. Same as the guy above.
Gibbs,
like
Gibbs, Genty. I think this team is probably more set up to how can we. I think you have some like package player potential where you have Gibbs, Genty, Cook, and ETN and Brooks. Then wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, Olave, Burden, AJ Brown, Christian Watson, Antonio Williams. Great pick there.
Here's what I would do. I would sell Antonio Williams.
I don't know if the Antonio Williams hive is as strong as my comments.
I'm just saying, like, there might be an Antonio Williams believer in there, and I'd much rather just get a 27-second.
That's fair.
That I can use to attack whatever need that comes up week 8 on this team. Then, oh, sick, I have a bunch of potential starting wide receivers, right? Like to me, it's like I'd much rather have additional flexibility because this is a team that can actually make a push.
It's a 10x9. 10x9 super shallow. It is a 0.5 10 in premium, 4-point passing touchdown. Don't think there's any other goofy scoring. I think it's just that. It is so hard to package assets and tier up, but the assets you do have are good. If you would you try to move anything for 27 first? Like you're not currently starting one of ETN, Luther Burden, or AJ Brown on this team.
I potentially see if I could get a first for AJ Brown, because I just think like I'd be okay if
10 starters or 9 starters.
10 starters. Like is he going to be such a difference maker? If I could pick up that extra first, then I'd probably feel a little bit better. I also could see. I mean, honestly, I don't hate trying to get an extra first. but I also don't know how easy that will be in the offseason. In a shallow league, everyone's going to probably feel pretty good about their team that's willing to move a first.
Are you
Like,
okay
what are
with
the
your
teams
QBs?
that? That's
I'm
kind of the question mark. Is like, but then I look in Aaron Rodgers, Tua, Geno. I'd probably just be trying to clean up. Like, I don't want to have as many wide receivers, and like, I don't think I
yeah,
need
it's kind of tough.
like some of these running backs potentially, or especially tight end, right? Like, I could probably cut Delp in this format because it's shallow,
Yeah.
and just pick up some of these actual starting quarterbacks.
The only thing
Because
would be
what is Kyler?
taxi.
What is Cam? What
So
does Daniel Jones look like? I
if
don't
this
know.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, like if we assume this
Yeah.
is your taxi and it's just really, really shallow because it's a 10x9, that might be kind of tough. Man, this is kind of look at these waivers. Keaton Mitchell on waivers, Chig on waivers.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to pick up Keaton Mitchell for sure.
Man,
Chig is interesting.
how is Chig on waivers?
I mean, you got what 3, 4 starting quarterbacks potentially on waivers just sitting there because you got Kirk Cousins too.
Yeah.
And like again, they're not like exciting starts, but you know what's better than paying a second or third round pick for a QB 26 is getting QB 28 for free. So I think if you're scared about your quarterbacks, I would roster more quarterbacks. I do think Keaton Mitchell, like I would probably just cut or trade like Jalen McMillan, Antonio Williams, like try to just get rid of some spots and just pick up Keaton Mitchell. Because that he probably has a higher chance of impacting your lineup than
This is
any wide
reasonable.
receiver below AJ Brown.
Like Marshawn Lloyd, all things considered, should be rostered, even though we're speaking about it being like we have a premonition that James Conner's going to the Packers. Like that's a rookie we haven't really seen is totally fair for that.
And there are 4 taxi spots. So I assume the taxis are Randall, Lane, Delp, and Antonio Williams.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. That is another reason why AJ Brown for a first, maybe not like straight up to the best team. Like if you can find some other package or find like a shaky team that you're able to do that kind of move with is not terrible, because it not only gets you a first in a league with only 10 teams, but it also lets you add, you can now roster Chig, you can now roster a Keaton Mitchell, you can now roster one of these quarterbacks.
It frees up a spot and you get actual value back.
Because big trades, Lane is the super team.
Well, Lane is now a last dance, it looks like.
Burrow, Dak. Oh, this team is pretty sick, though. JJ,
It
Amon-Ra,
is
Pickens,
really
Rice,
solid.
Kraft. No first at all, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Hampton,
they're
JT,
pretty
Travion.
over-leveraged.
Wow. Burrow, Dak. I mean, if this isn't just a 10-team start 9 QB room, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. Just like,
It's just
rotting
like
away on
all
the
the guys.
man,
I mean, honestly, with this team, I kind of like, I don't want to make too many aggressive all-in moves. Like your team has Gibbs, GT, all that. But I want to make sure I'm hovering, right? Like I want to, like 2027, I should be like first or second in the rankings. Like I think this team is one.
Can you start 4 running backs? I know AJ Brown is listed as a starter right now. So it's 1 flex, 2 running backs. So no, you can't.
Yeah, 1 flex, 2 running back.
That's just a tough equation with like benching ETN.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, he said yes. 3.
I see 3.
Oh, okay. No, gotcha. Maybe I might have asked 2 different questions. I've done that before. Benching like Burden. Yeah. I mean, Burden could be another one of those. Like you move for a first and a positional upgrade or something. Like I think you could do AJ Brown and Olave for or like AJ Brown, Luther, Burden for a wide receiver in a first, or one of these running backs plus AJ Brown for wide receiver upgrade in a first. Like I think those are totally reasonable trades in a 10x9 because these are both starting for some teams. Like what's the worst running back?
I think that's kind of your move is to try to.
Yeah, I mean, like you could
there.
can you get up to Drake London? You got Chase Brown, David Montgomery, and then it's like a Kenneth Gainwell fall off.
It's definitely a consolidation, right? Like if you're getting the best player or the best pick in the deal, you're probably winning the deal.
All right, I do have to go soon. Any other last thoughts on this team? I know subtitle chip. I think we got one more in there.
Yeah, we have one.
But I think this is like a totally like even just holding, because I do think this is a pretty sick running back room. Obviously, Gibbs, Jency, Cook. It is tough benching one of those guys though.
Yeah, it is.
No, definitely. I think this is the kind of team too where, should you start putting out feelers or like AJ, it feels corny, but like AJ Brown, June 1st, June 2nd. It's going to the Patriots. They get that post June 1st deal done.
Going to Cleveland.
Put him on the block, man. Like people are gonna want AJ Brown. The Drake May guy wants AJ Brown. See what you can get with that. All right,
We got the settle chip one.
I got the subtitle chip.
Subtitled.
Aww. We can always come back. We're in the off season. We got you. I just have to get up early tomorrow. Is really what it is. Usually I get to sleep in on Wednesdays. Morning. Oh, I even included the nice note. I'll jump in too if that's all right. Okay. Time to diversify and get younger. Keep riding the vets. What's the move here, gents? Okay, is this not the team?
I don't think it is. Chip?
All right. Well, Chip, let me know what the team name is. Oh, it is you? Livonia Hedgehogs. Okay. I was like, man, what are the vets? I guess the vets are like Saquon, JT. You kind of feel a little vetty about, I guess. All right, I'm with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm riding those. Running backs, I'm more inclined to ride into the sunset. If they're elite upside, might as well just ride with them.
It's another 10x9. PPR, no 10 premium, 4-point passing touchdown. Hurts, Dart, Love. Bijan, JT, Saquon. Pickens, Burton team.
No tight end premium.
I like this team, man. This is a good team.
I do too. I mean, I think in essence of time, I will say, I think the biggest move here is, can I tier up anywhere at wide receiver? Because you have a lot of interesting guys, but like you also got Golden, Pearsall, Antonio Williams. Like, can I staple T. Higgins and Golden or Burden and Golden and go up and get someone that is in that next tier and really kind of build out more? Because you have so much value in this, it's pretty deep with Golden, Pearsall, and Antonio Williams. And you got Dell, Diggs, and all, I'm like, can I consolidate something here? Same with tight end. Like, you have a lot of tight ends that do have value. Could you do Golden, Gadsden, T. Higgins, and get some conversation going with someone that wants to build out more depth? I think that's kind of the area I'm looking at, because in this league, the only positions that matter are going to be wide receiver, running back. And I'm just going to constantly be trying to tier up at those two positions.
Yeah, it's always tough in a shallow league.
For Terry, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, dude, I especially love this team. Bijan, JT, Saquon. How many running backs can you?
Yeah, they're going to touch the ball a lot.
They're touching that ball. 2 flex. You could start 4.
Yes, 2 flex.
All right. I know I'm doing the last thing, but I'm kind of curious on. Let me hit this. Look at this war. Would you try to do the staple to get a 4th running back?
I'd be open to it, right? Can I
for people that don't like war? Yeah. I mean, pure points per game, man. Look at these running backs. You have to get down to King Henry to get like Dak quarterback scoring. And then the line stays with the quarterbacks too, like all the way down to like points per game from Jacoby Brissett last season, Lamar last season, which I know was disappointing, but yeah. I wonder. Let's look at the wide receivers and see if there's a good running back team that's really bad or weak at wide receiver. I mean, this is a Tyson Mar. It's always tough in shallow leagues to do like the staple together 2-for-1s. Because even this team that's
the best bet.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your best bet. Already got it.
Where we at?
Philadelphia, bottom team.
Smeagol's.
Yeah. They got CMC on a bad team. You telling me, hey, T. Higgins, Antonio Williams, Stowers, get young. Your team's old.
Dude, would you do Luther Burden and one of those like Golden Pearsall Williams?
Yeah, for sure.
How high would you go?
As in like Pickens? I probably would do it if I'm trying to win. I mean, CMC, point per carry, usage. I have enough. Like I'd be starting CMC instead of Pickens, and then I would have the depth of Golden Pearsall and Antonio Williams.
These kind of moves, and I love Pickens, man. Like I definitely would try to do the staple thing if possible, because some bad teams kind of do the. All right, well, I mean, maybe you get. Do you get Devontae back from this like Mekhi Lemon? It's kind of tough because they're like not a lot of these teams that are kind of like set up as rebuilders actually do have a ton of like younger players instead of these like a multiple of these Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, David Montgomery types, Mark Andrews, Kelsey. Like this might be a tough to swing the actual like, are you just trying to get super young staple thing? Like they might not buy the whole Ricky Pearsall, Antonio Williams, Golden. But this is how you win these shallow leagues, is like that war that shows what the 0.2 points per carry actually looks like. And you move a Pickens for CMC that like sounds disgusting on paper when you look at like the age and what Pickens did last season. But when you're starting Bijan, JT, Saquon, CMC, like no team is touching you. Honestly, is no team touching you right now? Number one
in the context, he said, I'm back-to-back champ. It sounds like the wheels aren't falling off anytime soon, so don't worry about getting younger as long as I got the top RB room. And I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think running backs.
Are we pushing it?
Running backs dominate.
For a back-to-back champ with a sick running back room. I mean, look at the second best running back room is Hampton, Brees, Quinshawn, Tootin, Jonathan Brooks. Like these other good running back rooms are like they're 2 deep strong or 3 deep. But not as 3 deep strong as Bijan, JT, Saquon.
The issue is if you are a contender and CMC is not already locked up on another contending team, that is like leaving the
That's a big
option
advantage for you.
Of like, it's just like, oh, like what if this random country developed nukes? It's like, like I don't want someone I'm competing with to all of a sudden be like, and now here's my secret weapon, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
the guy that averages 50 points per game in this format. Like I don't want that. So to me, I'm like, my team's set. I have extra flexibility. If I don't have to sell like 2028, 2029 first round picks, if I can go in and just say, hey, Burden, Golden, Stowers, whatever, and let me just load up and really just run for it. Because again, like what happens if Barkley gets hurt or something like that? Like the additional elite running back on this team would just be amazing, and you can still build around the young guys of Bijan and Jonathan Taylor, who's still somewhat young, but still, you definitely do not. As long as you have the best running back room, you are going to be at the top of the game. I'm not too concerned about a fall off yet.
For sure. All right, I am gonna go to bed. Appreciate you all for hanging. We didn't make. Oh wait, I got you. I missed this one.
This is an easy smash.
Oh yeah, and I love Kenneth Walker, but that is an easy smash, dude. The like disappointing Saquon season. I was looking at it, dude. I mean, like the disappointing being like you're still getting random 20+ point spike weeks. There were a couple duds in there, but Dude, 28 first on top of Saquon that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing deal.
Oh, what's up, Condranos? Love the content, guys. Breakdowns have been cool. Just got an offer during the stream. Wait, was that was this one? Okay, sorry. There we go.
Awesome, smashed it.
Smash it. Yeah, I'm gonna go smash peanut butter rice pizza before bedtime. That's my bedtime snack. Appreciate you all.
Peanut butter rice pizza.
Stay tuned. One last go, Knicks. Let's go. Let's go, Knicks.
OKC won tonight.
Didn't think I'd say that. Oh, I didn't see. Nice. Actually, I don't know if that's nice. Who do you want to play, Jake? Who do you want to see? Do you guys think you can handle Wemby?
The world wins if Wemby wins. I feel like
Gets a Mitchell Robinson.
The best outcome.
I do like. Oh, all right, Biggie. Come on, man. I'm a married man, but we are smashing Saquon. And at first,
it's the Taco Bell girls.
We're smashing the Taco Bell. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop myself. I got a wife. Check out tomorrow. We've got the best and worst picks in your rookie drafts. Talk through a couple. See you next week. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Link to join the Discord's in the description. I will have the Google Forms for the leagues next week. I promise. Even though I promised last week and lied. Anything else, Jeremy?
No, I mean, I think you covered it all. We got more stuff coming out. New trivia games on the site.
Yeah,
for anyone that enjoys the daily trivia stuff, as well as some additional quality of life improvements for portfolio users. So continuing to add more features. So stay tuned. Discord, I usually break down features in there as well as on other social medias. But a lot of stuff coming to the site, and we're going to keep rolling with these live streams and YouTube videos.
Heck yeah. And I want to do a better job this offseason for those daddy startup leagues of like kind of going through it each week in the live stream, kind of talking about where the boards are at and everything. Because I think that's I think a lot of interesting to people to see like real life startups, what the greatest minds in Dynasty are doing, and that is everybody that watches our live streams, the greatest minds in Dynasty. Sorry, Jeremy, the mass trade offer thing was being buggy for me when I used the tool last week. I've not really tested it out, actually.
If you reach out to me in Discord, I can look into that. I'll definitely take a look at that tomorrow.
All right. I am hitting the outro button. Appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in. As always, these streams are 1,000 times better when you guys bring your questions, your thoughts, your concerns, and your teams. Much love. Peace.